disappointment. Now the vice president often tell me, since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? Zero. Every appointment in Nimba County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother. To implement it, you will bypass me and do different things. I better keep it. I don't talk on it.
Now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we vote tell you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
The good person in our whole United Party, that President Bwaka. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Bwaka. The rest are ungrateful. The right, they use you and dumb you. But President Bwaka, if all of them were thinking the President Bwaka and behaving the President Bwaka, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they do not regard people that help them.
Of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a dying boy in the Liberian National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately.
Inform them in the violence or still any student because of their action. It will be the day the entire Bwaka administration will cut down. We will massively violate the students in this country and we'll shut down the Bwaka administration. The day that happens, we have the capability to do so. And if they think this renovation project is a joke, let them try it. The fall of the Bwaka administration begins with this. If they think they will tumble on any student in this country or at the university like going and walk away with impunity, while our children saving opponents and lottery in the Western world, while we are subjected to agile poverty and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say. In
the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on a major road in this country. And I mean it.
It's going down. First floor. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power, by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Bwaka can lie, the government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. You know, they put all hustler, they put a hustler, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Bwaka presents him as a poor man from Lofa and asserts that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. First President Bwaka is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
There's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Kobe is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
Young man, vice president, young man that are vice president, the major stole 500,000. I mean, Jamaica, the major went to, I forget that Jamaica, the majors went to Ghana, the fit, and they may bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun, they can't reach yourself. Kun, man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Labro. But Labro,
when 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will put school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere you will have lights in the town for children to play, for people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital road, small, road, B road, all kinds of places. I think the reason Joseph Boakai will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league Costa, God know how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody here but himself. Everybody, Joe, we join, we accuse Joe, he killed Joseph Boakai. Boakai still living. Joe, no, you leave better. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Boakai president until he screwed up. We gave God the glory. Yeah. Well, Boakai, when he screwed, he said, oh, we don't want to make sure we will fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, your league Costa, you will come out. And Costa, on your podcast, he said, they don't been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to kind of Boakai, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what he talking about.
And I
no, son,
guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or a loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Seleke Kromah, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you,
We elect 85 irresponsible men what happened to our country. We elect 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, USA. That's it. USA 2-0 against the Socceroos from Australia. The boys are up and rolling into the second round. USA 2, Australia 0. If you were watching the game or you've been following the game, today we celebrate the USA. Like it or not, USA. this new coach that was brought on, he's talking about chemistry. He got tons of talents. He just needs to find those who play together. At first, I was upset why he's not playing Timothy Weah. But when I listened to his chemistry, he said it's not a lack of talents. It is picking the right 11 players with the right chemistry to play together, to have a common results. Even Timothy Weah will agree that as long as the team is winning, he wouldn't mind. Gave the coach the benefit of the doubt. So far, it is working out. So we have to give the referees, not the referee, the coach, the new coach. We have to give him the benefit of the doubt. As much as I would like to see Timothy Weah play, as long as the U.S. is winning, you cannot argue with success. The new coach says he's looking for more of a chemistry. Not talent, not ability. He's looking for the chemistry group of guys that will come together for the common good. And he asked the other players to support their peers. But when your numbers are called, you need to come in and play your part. Joel, you see me, I got a USA jersey on. You're so jealous because your Liberia is not in the World Cup. Your folks from Brewerville, you got to learn how to play soccer so you can make the World Cup. Yes. Brewerville folks, you need to raise your boys and girls to play soccer. Every day you're talking politics and going to revival. That's what you're doing in Brewerville. Politics and revival. Church everywhere, mosque everywhere. We pray so much, God don't even want to hear from us anymore. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, today is Friday, the 19th of June. In the United States, today is a major holiday. Today is Juneteenth. We call it June 19th. Was the day that slavery was officially abolished. So the black folk took this day to be very, very serious, as though it was Independence Day. So they fought and passed the bill in Congress to recognize this day as a federal holiday. All schools, all banks, everywhere is closed. So today we are chilling. And it turned out that it's a holiday for us to watch the U.S. and the new coach, Mauricio Pochettino. He's doing an excellent job coaching the United States team, and we are winning. So we can't argue. But then, tonight, Haiti is going to be playing Brazil. Yes, Haiti is going to be playing Brazil. Haiti is going to be playing Brazil. We are all about soccer in my household. Yes, let's go Haiti. Haiti, you know, The Haitian people adopted me, just as the Fula people adopted me. My wife is from Haiti. Great folks, great culture, very similar to us. So I am a winner. Haiti making the World Cup, awesome. USA that we used to be laughing at, they're doing something finally. That's great. The African teams that used to be the doormat of soccer. Soccer has improved everywhere around the world, especially Africa. When you look at the French team, I can tell you that's another African team by itself. The entire French team, I didn't even have one or two or three white boys. The whole team is from Africa, either Cameroon, the Congo, I mean, you name it, all over the place. So you look at the British team, England, same thing. You look at a Canadian team, same thing. So everywhere you go, you look at Scotland, they had at least a black person that's way out there. Switzerland has a lot of black kids. The star is from Cameroon. The USA, black. So Africa is dominating. That's a good thing. You know, when you meet a beautiful woman, you know, when they are walking, they're doing the modeling show, they call it sachet, they're walking, they're showing off what gods have bestowed upon them, beauty and grace, and the women be walking. So Africa, God has endowed us with physical talent. We are good at everything we do, except governing ourselves, but everything else we do very well. If we are working under the white man, we will win all the accolades. We'll do an excellent job, but then when you put us in charge, only us, send some of us to Liberia and see all the accolades. When they go to Liberia, they're all over the place. They got degrees from all the universities. They work at all the corporations, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Budweiser, you name it, Liberian people everywhere, in top positions, and they do very well until they get to Liberia, where they do not have the luxury of a supervisor, a white supervisor. Then everything falls apart. Everything falls apart. Once you put let's forget about black men. Once you put a Liberian in charge, everything collapses. When you look at their resume, everything about their resume is top notch. They know how to write resumes. They know how to memorize books. They know how to memorize. They know how to follow instructions. When they are working in a white establishment, they do everything the white man tells them to do. They will never deviate from the protocol. But you take them out of that environment, and say you have practiced enough, you have been an apprentice enough. Go to Liberia and do exactly what you have done here. You have been successful in the West. Take your work ethics, take everything, go to Liberia and start your own domain. Be your own king. Be transformative. Be innovative. Be creative. When they get to Liberia and they get to our RIA, everything they learn in a white man's country disappears. What kind of people are we? You work in the greatest country, the greatest system in the world, where everything is predicated on something called best practice. You work in a hospital here, you do an excellent job. You work in the prison system, you are an excellent administrator. Wherever you put a Liberian man, he will do well. Until he gets to Liberia. Then he begins to smell himself. Share the show. I am Jerome Gayman. I'm on fire. Today is Friday. We got a lot to talk about. And I am just beginning. This is just the beginning of a fiery show. It looks like we are going to spend our entire, maybe 2.5 hours at the airport somewhere called RIA. I think it is called Roberts International Airport. We were talking about Liberia, whether Liberia is a country. If so, from 1822, when the settlers arrived, to 2026, that's 204 years of existence. And the people from upriver, the Congo people say, and you ain't got a pot to piss in. After 204 years, you are still shitting in plastic bag and throwing them. You do not have reliable running water, no sewage system, no garbage system, no waste management system, no security system, no education system to speak about. The only thing you have in your back pocket are great speech writers. They dress very well. And they speak big book with absolutely no corresponding success story to go along with the big speeches they will be reading and just read and read and read. President Joseph Boakai a couple of days ago stood out there and read an excellent speech, and people were clapping. In the social sciences, we call that the straw man. Before that, you heard during our intro, the former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf trying to convince us that Liberia is not poor, Liberia is poorly managed. On the whole, what she said that. And when she was leaving, she put her hand up in total surrender and said, our education system is a mess. So she left it a mess. President Myean and his men and women came in, and from day one that they took office, the establishment, the Monrovia people, said they were going to make President Myean and they would make his administration, actually the Republic of Liberia, ungovernable. Because he did not go to the schools in Liberia that have been established, that feel entitled that if you went to this school, no one else should rule you, but you should rule. A man from Well Heston should not be ruling this country. So they began with $16 billion. Protest after protest after protest after protest. They were right. They succeeded by making the country ungovernable. Every day you will find dead bodies in the streets. Where there are no dead bodies, they will manufacture dead body pictures from other countries, put it on the internet and say, this is Liberia. Some people even said they were manufactured gangs to go from house to house. They called them armed robbers. These were paid agents to make this place ungovernable. And President Joseph Boakai took office and told the folks when he was running his campaign, when the folks asked him, said, you have been part of this establishment for 40 some more years, and your 12 years as vice president, you did absolutely nothing. And Joseph Boakai said, I was a parked car. He says, I want to apologize to the Liberian people that we squandered a lot of opportunities. We could have taken these young folks from behind George Weah. We could have opened doors. We could have provided opportunities, job opportunities, training opportunities, put them to work, and they will never call George Weah's name anymore. Make me president. And made him president. And the book people, the established Monrovia folks, the oligarchs, the cartel, they all came back together. And today, the country is on fire. The Republic of Liberia is, in essence, from what we are seeing, a narco state. A place where drugs is being basically stored, distributed, shipped, warehoused, weighed, tested, shipped to different countries. If what I'm seeing that's coming across the paper, that is DEA boss, if it is true that he has finally quit sending his resignation, we have not officially, when I say we, I mean this platform, the closing argument, have not spoken to anyone, but we did carry the story. If it is true, the general himself says working at that agency carries a lot of risk, and he's not willing to lay down his life for the job. if it is true for those of us who want to actually say Liberia is not a narco state, if what the DEA director is alleging, if it is true, even Glennie Juniors, I know you are my sister, I know you are a supporter of this government, and you will go and say whatever you want to say. You will protect the government, you will defend the government at all costs. But let's go to independent voices. Rodney C. said in his editorial, multi-million-dollar drug network. No way, no how that a network could not operate in isolation in Liberia. This is an editorial from Front Page Africa. Multi-dollar drugs network could not operate in Liberia in isolation. This is why we said this newspaper, this platform have not spoken to the LDEA folks. We made it clear, but we did publish exactly because it's public interest. We have not verified and made it clear from the beginning. Besides that, it does not subtract from the gravity of what's going on in Liberia. We scan all the newspapers or the international newspaper, the story is the same. Multi-million-dollar drug bust in the Republic of Liberia. In another headline, we listen to the Justice Minister when he said drug bust network widens. Justice Ministry named 10 persons of interest in a $90 million cocaine investigation. Again, the video that we are talking about, video evidence, is a new video allegation intensify scrutiny of security procedure at RIA. We are looking at some video still footages of what's going on at the airport. So Glenn, you got your work cut out. You got work cut out. In other news, play the tip. You know, that's what we like about what we do here. Roll the tip. Cue the tip.
Tax for has designated the following individuals as persons of interest. 1. Philly, who is the security manager for the Global Logistics Services at the Rawat International Airport. 2. Festus S. Musa, who is a cargo handler for Global Logistics Services. 3. Ruth Bapewee, who's a RIA scanner agent. 4. Achi Yanfo. He's a cargo handler for Express Handling Services. Arthur B. Abdullah is the Chief Executive Officer for Express Handling Services. Geraldine Zion, she's a RIA scanner agent. Mohammed Boga, he's the Security Director for the Rawat International Airport. Paul J. King, he's the CEO for Global Logistics Services. He is currently at large. Oscar Brown, he is the Chief of Intelligence for the RIA Security. He also is currently at large. Emmanuel T. Zion is a transporter for express handling services. He is also currently at large.
Those are some of the names. Those are some of the names the Justice Minister is calling. But the 6 individuals that were arrested in their custody seems to be untouchables. The excuse is if we reveal the names and the sources of the people in our custody, the whole investigation will collapse. So we cannot reveal the name, but yet we are revealing the names of those who are people of interest. Fresh allegation contained in a video released Friday have placed Rabat International Airport under increased public scrutiny, with growing question emerging about the effectiveness of security screening procedures, cargo handling operation, and internal oversight mechanism at Liberia Primary International Airport. The video report published by Variety News have generated widespread discussion across Liberia after alleging that significant quantities of cocaine were able to move through various stages of airport cargo processing before one shipment was eventually intercepted by authorities. The publication's findings have fueled concern that weaknesses within airport security systems may have been exploited by a sophisticated transnational drug trafficking network. The controversy comes in the wake of high-profile seizure of the 237.6 kilometers of cocaine at Rabat International Airport earlier this month, a discovery that authorities say exposed one of the most significant narcotic trafficking operations uncovered in Liberia in recent years. Since the seizure, public attention has increasingly shifted from the narcotics themselves to the procedures and safeguards that are supposed to prevent illegal substances from entering international transportation channels. The video alleges that 2 separate consignments of cocaine weighing a combined 333 kilograms entered airport cargo facility and proceeded through various security and handling stages. The publication contends that the circumstances surrounding the shipment raise serious concern about the effectiveness of screening measures designed to detect prohibited substances from cargo is loaded into an outbound flight. Let me welcome the Honorable Sylvester Pewee. USA. You see, I got my real jersey here. Man, I was calling for them to substitute me in. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to go play. I don't know what number I would play, but I'm a versatile footballer, so I could play everywhere, and I could even score. Unfortunately,
you could go place. You could replace Christian Policy. Saying he's out, you will have replaced it today.
I will kick the ball up. I will kick the ball way in the air up.
Is it? He kicked the ball going up.
Yeah. But
the ball going up.
Yeah, the ball is all right. But welcome to the show. We have. I mean, this thing is just today. There was a story that I wanted us to carry. A young lady who dies in Kakata. She was pregnant, 9 months pregnant, having a delivery issue, and she was taken to Remy Hospital And the folks said that even though she was in labor, but she did not have the $150 for cesarean, they refused. Her parents went home, and by the time they raised the money, the baby and the mother had passed. A mother in distress. A hospital said it needed $150. The husband said, I am a retired soldier. I don't have money. We were able to raise only $80. Can you guys take the $80? In the meantime, save my wife and the child. They told, we will not take the $80 until you bring all $150. He went home. People started raising money. By the time they raised the money, the baby and the mother have died. That's the story I wanted us to go with today. And then all of a sudden, here is a breaking news from the Minister of Justice and everywhere, this drug thing. So, you know, we have to give the people what they want. We are talking about current event, what's happening now. This story is not leaving, it's here. So, Pewee, I don't know what to say, as much as today I'm in my patriotic mood to say something good about both countries, my birth country and this country. America is giving me the opportunity to talk about USA. And Liberia is giving me the opportunity to talk about drugs everywhere you turn. Breaking news. The Justice Minister, the LDEA folks, news everywhere. Some we can verify, some we can't verify. But like I was telling the folks, whether we verify it or not, if it's news, we're going to carry it. We'll tell you we didn't verify it, but that's what they are saying. And then we'll go from there. But let me welcome Dr. Peabody. Dr. Peabody, welcome. I see you got a USA shirt on.
Always. Nowhere like America, man. Always. Thank God always for this great country. You know, we support them all the time. Thank God for America, you know, stuff like that. So happy Friday, everybody. Good to see you, Sylvester. Good to see you, Mr. Gayman. Good to see you.
You know, I've been married to a beautiful woman for 30 years. And they have been so good to me. So I got my other jersey here. Haiti. Hey.
The planes are there, right?
Of course, tonight, the last game, the prime time, 9 o'clock. We playing Powerhouse Brazil.
I know when the beer again, you say that racism.
No, that medicine. But you know what? The folks say, they say with you, and you say you got voodoo in Haiti, you're going to do voodoo, but then someone can say they got more voodoo in Brazil than Haiti, so you know.
They got passport, you know, Brazil, we got passport there in Brazil.
Like, we got them all over the place. So tonight, I got my t-shirt, I got my flag, so we're ready to go. But yes, guys, if you are in the United States for the 2 months of June and July, it is meant for you to relax. This country it's a beautiful country, but you know their work ethics. The dignity of labor in this country is something to take seriously no matter what you do. That's why when I go to Liberia and I see those people, the most ungrateful people in the world are from Liberia. People in Minnesota, everywhere, these people work 20, so now people work 18 hours a day, Pewee. They send money home to their friends, to their families, as evidenced by the total remittances that we do, almost $1 billion. Then when you go and tell you that you're finished cleaning your poo, you're coming, you want to be all that. This is how ungrateful the people are.
So yeah, the two things to talk about is
yes,
plenty people working in factory.
Yes. Even if I did, this is what the American man call. Yeah, pushing cartoon. This is what the American.
Yeah, pushing cartoon is a big language.
Yeah, the American man said dignity on labor. Whatever you do,
proud of it. Yeah,
be proud. Support your families. Live your best life.
Yep.
The guy you see sweeping the street or the garbage man make more money than the professor in the classroom.
Of course.
When you go to the supermarket or you go to the mall and see the garbage man driving his Mercedes Benz, his Lexus, do you think you're going to ask him, where do you work? No, it's none of your business. His business is to enjoy the fruit of his labor. His children going to good school, he pay his mortgage, he makes more money. He's not depending on no government job. He don't want no government person. He doesn't even know his own representative. That's what we are talking about.
Well, when you get a paycheck, it doesn't write on the cleaning people. They check, they tell you don't have cleaning people or $5,000 for cartoon pushing. They say your salary earned.
When you send wave, they don't ask how this money, where you got this money from. They don't ask where, how they call the other one, send wave, Western Union, and whatever way you send your money. They don't care. July 26th is coming around the corner. Pewee and Dr. Peabody and everybody here, we will not sleep. We have to send them money for the 26th. All of these things, yet and still they call you not for good for nothing person. You go to Liberia, they put you down. They see people. For this show, we got a lot to talk about today. Dr. Peabody, today we will start with what is on your mind. I know the office, our production crew, let me read what it sent us. And then we are going to tell us what's on your mind. You got to tell us first what's on your mind. We got today the talking points. Justice Minister named 10 persons of interest in the U.S. $19 million drug investigation. Number 2 on our list, alleged LDEA director resign letter declared fake. Agency denies authenticity. An officer of the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency, age 26, sentenced to 30 years at the Greenville Central Prison for raping a 10-year-old girl. The LDEA is in some hot stuff, man. Jeez. The Ministry of Education challenges young Liberians to embrace leadership and innovation as they prepare to become future leaders. Away from home, U.S. to end HIV funding in South Africa. Yep, you're kicking people out. Now you're coming to see who born dog. You don't want nobody in your country. That's why coming happen. Those are the headlines. But what's on your mind, Peabody?
Look, it's a good day, Great Friday. Congratulations to the U.S. But I was very moved today. I shared some time ago about a young man that I met in Ghana, and because of his honesty, we've been able to get this man college. So I wrote a story about him, and I'm very proud that the article was published in the Baptist News Global. So it was published in that, and talk about a chance encounter and a life transformed. That's what I did today. Okay. I encountered a young man. Little did he know that his life would be transformed by the opportunity to go back to college. We've been able to help him to go to college in Ghana, where he's going right now, and we've been able to, help him on a regular basis. But it was just a little moment that we met, because he found $100 bill that had dropped from me at the baggage claim. And little did he know that honesty with $100 would have been the gateway to him going to college now in Accra. So I'm very happy that article was published, and a lot of people get to read it and get to see how honesty takes you to another level. So I'm excited about the article. Very excited about it.
Good. Yeah. Yesterday we were talking about this young man from Nima a couple of years ago that found a bag of money and turned it in. And his honesty made him to see President Weah. They hailed him as Citizen of the Year. He got a scholarship for life, because that's what he said he wanted to do. He wanted to go to college. And the president said, you allowed 2 or 3 years of high school We are going to take care of that. And any college you want to go to, we will pay for it. That's what we are talking about. So, yes, that's great news. Let me go to Honorable Pewee. Pewee, what's on your mind before we go into other stuff?
Oh, I think it's just the major issue back home in the country. I was following today the press conference from the Attorney General of the Republic. And I thought the press conference raises more caution than even the information they gave to the public. It seems to be that the government is struggling, and I would hope that it was a useless press conference, very useless, if you will. The fact that the Attorney General himself will struggle, fumble. I mean, a lawyer is saying some very stupid thing, very stupid, to say that because there have been consistent report on social media. Seen names that have been on the social media. One of the journalists asked a very smart question.
Yeah.
So are you following the social media to get the persons of interest in order to get pressure is not mounting? What he didn't say was a useless press conference, and I thought the Attorney General didn't do well for himself, and those that pushed him to have the press conference was to further expose his ineptitude and incompetence as the head of the Joint Security in the Republic. But we'll take some time to go into it. It's very concerning. You giving names of folks that are just now. It is clear that after the press conference will have come and get a lead to the people that what the press conference didn't say to us who is the concernee or so. The press conference did not say that to us. The press conference talked about those that are just working. Everybody. Those that are working with the logistic company, those that are the scanner and examiner from the RIA and the rest of that, all of those, and the person that transported it. Zion that brought it, but it didn't say to us where it was headed, who is the concernee, and so I thought the press conference, and listen, when I listened today, got the news, someone from the Ministry of Justice called me and said that, there will be a press conference today for our chief, but the whole thing you're going to be talking on your show. I said, good. I said, I hope this, and that's what I said to her today. I said, I hope this press conference will not further expose your chief.
That's right.
Yeah, because exactly what I was a little afraid of. It just came to this time, and it's just quite unfortunate that the press conference. And I mean, listen, I'll be prepared to help government do some talk. So now our government will all come and say, God, we need to protect the interests and the image of the Liberian people and the Liberian government. But if the government did not help herself, cannot help herself, it's going to be a problem for all of us. I thought they need to really buckle up and try to give some real information to the folks about this issue. It's a very delicate, concerning issue that we have to handle it not in a meticulous way, but in a very, very, very delicate way. I think the situation is still deeply fluid. And the Minister of Justice today, Father, he didn't do well for us, and he's left us wondering.
He always not doing well, the Minister of Justice.
Yeah,
not only today. Sorry to
yeah, people, you're right. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all. He always not doing well. He always have a contrary to everything, the real law.
And I'm sitting wondering. I think that's going to encourage me to go back to law school and finish everything. I'm going to go back.
By the time you're done, this guy be gone.
Yeah, he'll be gone. But I think it will be important that we go back to law school. I think I still have the age in my favor, allowed to come and practice the law and help the people. Probably I'll get be like Benjamin Crumb, right? Be there to tell the people what the law says and what they intend. If someone is just messing up, we come and say it from the legal perspective, and just get involved in the pro bono activities moving forward. My own intent is that to go and finish this. It's not to, and I will do this. Trust me, I will have to do this because the lawyer that we rely on. I sat today following this press conference. I took time and means to listen to the Attorney. Because when I heard the Attorney General himself is coming, and I said, when I got this thing early this morning from my insider source in the Ministry of Justice, and I said it was a good thing. And the reason why I said it was a good thing, I said because this is the Attorney General. He's not only the Attorney General, but he's the chairman of the Joint Security in the Republic of Liberia. And the president gave that to the Joint Security to do. So the chair himself is going to speak to this issue. Look at the nonsense they told us today. He got 10% of interest. The same name people be running away around. The same names. After the Minister of Justice coming now they've spoken to all these people come and say to us, oh, okay, we know who this was going to. We know who this is all about. We know who brought it in here. But they're talking about someone, Zion, that they're talking about he was the
driver.
The driver that was expected to. I mean, nothing was said today. Nothing basically. They told us today.
On Pewee, look, the reason nobody can argue with you is when the man is a taxi driver, right? And you chat on him and say, take me to the airport. Hey, my man, put your thing on your mute.
Oh?
Your wife telling you.
Why does Sylvester Pewee man always put him?
No, we're talking about you. We're talking about you. You had your
Sylvester Pewee talk now. You Sylvester Pewee like Gayman.
Yeah, but he's not telling you bringing me on.
I didn't say anything. The voice you heard came from back there, from behind you. You had your microphone on, and your wife is
the man hit the ball in
the air up.
The ball in the up.
He kicked the ball in the up.
And now he kicked the ball in the up. My man, I got enough trouble last night, big.
Yeah. How you kick the ball in the up? 32?
Yeah. He said my son Sergeant entered the school. He do well in the school. He entered the school very well, my son. Sergeant. He entered the school. I asked him, say, you're going to school. He said, yeah, he entered the school. He entered the school.
Johnny was so sure of it. You're talking about my cousin. Lawrence Mapo is watching from Bummy County. Okay, Bummy is in the house. But guys, listen, today is a great day. The weather looks beautiful. The United States Seattle is a beautiful place. It's always hot, but it's not as humid as it is here. It's always damp, so it was a good day for the guys to play. And a great game. It looks like
that's a very beautiful city.
Yeah, it looks like all the host country, right? Mexico have moved on to the second round. The United States also with 6 points, I think, move on depending on what happens. But they got enough.
No. Sorry, the United States also move on.
They have moved on.
The United States are going to the 32. Yeah,
okay, so there you go.
There's a new rule they got, right? If you won your first 2 games, you move on straight.
Okay.
No matter what's going to happen in the rest of the era, you may even not play the 3rd game.
Oh,
so you have more time to rest, and for Mexico. They have the opportunity now. The fact that they won yesterday game, they will play the last 3 games. The next 3 games in Mexico.
At home, that's right.
Yes,
at home.
So I think the team may be getting at home, so that may give them some enthusiasm and other things.
You see, my people, you don't like for us to admit the truth. For some reason, the white people just know how to do things. They have thought about this thing. If you are a home team and you win your first 2 games, we make sure, because when the home team is playing, the economy booms, right?
Big time.
People are coming. The people know how to make money.
If for everything, they will buy plenty of liquor.
All the
hotel and motel they run.
Restaurant.
People will drink plenty alcohol.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and then they will eat plenty of food.
All the restaurants.
The Uber people will make money.
Oh, yeah, Uber people making money.
Taxi driver make money.
Taxi driver people money. No competition. No competition. Yes. There's enough work for everybody to go on.
Yeah.
How do you call it? Concierge service. We don't want to say prostitution, but concierge service is going to be high in demand.
Yeah, but one thing, this World Cup, I mean, it's going very well because almost all of the games, like yesterday, the game last night with which other game we saw last night was South Korea and
Canada.
And no, was it Canada game?
Yeah.
No, Canada beat Qatar.
Oh yeah, Qatar.
That game has 60,000. South Korea game also something. All the games, the numbers very impressive.
And the price is high, very high.
I'm sure why. I was just looking at ticket journal for. I mean, I was just testing it. I'm not going there. The funnel.
Oh,
the list in the list bar foreign category is going for 2,000.
Way up there where your nose bleeding.
Yeah, you can't even. It rather just carry your phone. You can watch it on your phone screen.
Yes.
You probably get a better screen.
Look,
phone.
You call all your homeboys or homegirls, and you'll meet at your house, and you'll just have a great time.
No, get some bottle of Modelo.
There you go, and you'll have a great time.
Modelo, you can't go wrong with Modelo, man. It's really nice.
Now this,
and you heard from Spike Lee. Spike Lee said the New York Knicks winning the championship. When he told us how much he spent for that seat that he sits in for the past 30 years, he said he has spent over $300 million. Is that? Yes. He said the seat is about $30,000, $30,000 or $40,000 per season.
Damn.
And he's been doing that since the 80s.
Yeah. Damn.
That's a lot.
You got money now.
And that doesn't even include the travel. We just talk about Madison Square Garden.
He fly with his own plane.
He travels
in the second minute.
The 80 games he goes, how many he plays, he goes to all the cities, he spends his money. When I look at the numbers, I say, geez. Wow. So sitting over there cost that much? Yes.
Yeah.
So this is what the people do, man.
You gotta remember all the write-offs now, the tax write-off and all that
stuff. But that's what we are saying. That the system that they have, right?
That's right. That's right.
The system was meant to. The money was not meant to be stationary or static.
Yeah.
It is meant to roll over and roll over and roll over, and that's what it is. Yes, but listen, we are doing. I think Liberia should get on board. Do what everybody else is doing. Go to the diaspora and look at all the Liberian kids in the different academies at the different universities. Before you build your own, use other people's academy to produce your own. They got tons of Liberian kids at the different universities here, different high schools, in different academies. They are not going to make it to the U.S. team.
Oh, we're going to school. Eric going to school now.
Yeah. Second minute.
Yeah. So,
but you're right, Jerome. The way the competition is structured, there are all kinds of incentives. For being the best in your group, you get home advantage and home field, like you said, is a thing.
Look, today the guy said they couldn't hear. They know. Just imagine an open air arena, right? And the folks the referee couldn't hear. Yeah. That's the noise.
And all of that is intentional.
Of course.
You get the home advantage, and you get the first round bye. You got to rest more.
You get to rest.
Players. So, but congratulations to the USA.
Yeah, and we have to send special heartfelt get well to the young man in Canada. He broke his leg. It was so terrible. I couldn't even see it.
Who? Yeah.
The young man from Canada broke his leg. I mean,
Alfonso Davis.
No,
Conan, Eastman Conan.
Yeah, Eastman Conan. His leg broke in half. I mean, what like that, and I couldn't see it. I had to turn my face.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have seen those kinds of injuries, Jerome. The people here have done a lot,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Paul George is an example.
Oh yeah, orthopedic people are very good.
Exactly.
That man was still come out to play.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy.
Not in this World Cup now, but he was still.
What's his name? This wrestler, he broke his foot in the octagon.
Yeah,
I forgot. This Irish guy. I mean, the foot was. But he still got it back in the ring. So, and they're still young. They heal very quickly. But notwithstanding, I agree with you. Prayers to him. Hope he makes it back. So congratulations to the U.S. But locally, there is a group of, I think, girls who competed recently in Zimbabwe. Harare of Liberian girls. I think international intellectual property competition, and I think they became champions.
Good.
So yeah, I wish I had found their names to say their names individually. But congratulations to the team. That's one bright spot for Liberia. You
Yeah,
know,
they
they
can
won.
redeem it. They can redeem the men.
Yeah, they can redeem the men. So congratulations to the ladies. They did very well. You know.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know why you are tuning in. You don't want to hear about soccer. You don't want to hear about who getting hurt. All you want to talk about is the hala in Liberia. We're coming to a relax. We got a little while. Let's talk about our families too. And let me say this. And this coming weekend will be Father's Day. And I'm speaking for all the fathers out here. We are not member of the Liberian Stingy Men Association. We are not member of that group. If you are a member of the Liberian Stingy Men Association on this platform, we don't want to see you, we'll kick you out. We are all good fathers over here. So I'm telling the women, I don't want to go to dinner with you. Because you would take me to dinner, you would help eat my food, then you send me the bill, and then I have to pay the bill. No, whatever gift you're giving me, give me my money, let me go to the mall myself. Don't take me to dinner. I'm tired with the dinner thing. Because they take me to dinner, then they bring all their friends, we all eat, we have a great time, then I pay. That's not Father's Day. Give me my money. If you're gonna give me. I know. Everybody know what we're talking about, but they don't want to say it. You see, that's something other people don't want to say it. Pewee want to say it. Nagbe want to say it, but they can't say it. But I'm gonna say it. I learned it from my wife. She said, "Daddy, honey, everywhere we go, you take me to dinner, you bring the kids, and then you have a great time." Was it dinner for me? I said, "Yes. You know, I want my money so I can go shop." Okay.
You're appreciating them for their time. You know how it is, Jerome. They get to a certain age now. It's a blessing when they finally decide to hang out with you. You know what I mean? But you're right. I know the girls. I've spoken with them. I never met them in flesh, but I know they're good people. I'm thinking tonight, Joe is probably going to be glued to the television. There is a clip circulating. There you go. There is the Haitian boy. There you go.
That's right.
There is a clip of a purported Ghanaian lady. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's very funny. But when the Ghanaian game was on, she couldn't afford to watch it, but she couldn't afford to walk away. So she put a laptop over the TV, and every now and then she would lift the little corner just to see the score.
I saw that, and I was laughing. I wonder what was that all about, but she just couldn't. She wanted to stay away, but she just couldn't. She just couldn't do it. She would come and peep, and then she would put it on. And then because listen, you were Ghanaian, that game because they scored in the 90th minute of the game, so that means the whole game your heart was in your mouth. So listen, if you didn't get a heart attack, I don't blame the lady. The game was hard to watch because I thought Ghana was going to lose because they were turning the ball over. But anyway, we say thank you very much to our friends from Ghana. We are with you. That was a great win. I didn't hear any.
They won by the skin of the teeth.
It's all right. It's all right. The other people didn't get no skin on their teeth, so they win. But listen, their only senior high-ranking player for the Premier League. They softened him out and they brought in a young man, and the game went on well. So it is good. We were saying the same thing. I was getting upset why they were not playing Timothy Weah. But the coach said it is not for the lack of talent. He said there are certain games, there are certain things you play, you need chemistry, and there are certain guys that play together very well. They may not be brand name, they may not be that talented, but the chemistry is just good. And now that he's winning, everybody gave him the benefit of the doubt. As long as you are producing, even the guys, including Timothy, we are on the bench, they are all cheering for the team because they all want to win. So you got to give a coach credit when you say, I see something that you guys are not seeing. the chemistry between these kids, this particular group of kids can take a little farther. And I think, as much as I also with him now, what I'm seeing here, he got a point. Pewee, I think that you got to give the coach the benefit of the doubt. As much as I want to see team play, it's all about chemistry. Right? Some of these names you never heard them before, but they are producing.
Yes, that is obvious. The coach is, I mean, he's the final arbiter of who gets on the field to play, right? He gets to cut the shot. But I think Tomato Weah is still a very important striker. And sometimes the coach, some coaches' decisions can be, well, again, some coaches don't like some players, even if they have the talent, they intentionally. I hope that's not the case here, because the last time he brought Tomato Weah,
he almost scored.
The second minute you saw how he struck the thing he brought to bear. He almost got to go. Almost got to go. So he's a very important. I will hope that he's just doing this for some technical reasons and wanting to reserve him for more competitive match ahead of time. But I thought I didn't feel well today that he didn't feature Tomato Weah. I thought Tomato got enormous talent in him. He's a very talented footballer. But again, I will leave it with Mauricio Pochettino. He's a very experienced coach. Yeah. He coached in the Premier League for a very long time. He coached Tottenham for a very long time. So he's an experienced coach, and I don't doubt his ability to put his technical drawing to play.
And I'm sure he will score today. I'm sure he will.
I thought the fact that even Christian Police didn't play today with the injury he's suffering from. I thought Tomato would have been one of the options coming in, even in the early second half of the match, to give, because listen, you saw, and the coach will have to focus. He started changing in the 90th minute, right? He brought in 2 changes in the 90th minute of play, bringing down Fulari and another person, and McKinney. Now, McKinney, these are 2 top strikers, but he did that changes in the time. But Myean, it just like it was something the Australian almost scored in around the 78 minutes to the conclusion of the game. So the coach himself will have to be very much. Some coach can be, they will see they performing well, they just be sluggish and sometimes be adamant, and it can lead towards some serious consequences. And sometimes in that case, the technical drawing, and you can shift the blame on the coach. So you have to make use of the talented players and push them to get the results. Now, after this, it's not going to be the round. They're going to be the serious partner.
Knockout.
Yeah, the knockout now. Yeah, that they're going to be like a free time ball team and they beat you out. Yeah, I see when they kick the ball and the ball go up, and the ball go in air, you put chunk it in.
Well, Dr. Peabody, you can't argue with success. Whatever decision is making, they are winning. So for those of us who want to win, we are not arguing with the result, Dr. Peabody.
Yeah.
The ball staying up. So
staying up until we count down, and then wait a minute, Koluba said when ball bounce, in bounce in the up.
Yeah, in the up. I think Bayern will change. We will change.
I just hope it's a strategy he's working on, like Sylvester said. I just hope he's not just keeping Tomato Weah out of the game, because he put in almost everybody today, except Tomato Weah and somebody else. But I believe US would have scored a lot more goals to have Tomato Weah play today, because Tomato Weah's style is he's very good on shots. His shots are very powerful.
He's a striker.
He's a good striker. I mean, he has the speed, running and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe I don't know, but I think he should have put him in today. But again, because the USA is going to meet up some very tough teams.
The next round is going to be easy.
The appetizer is over now. It's over. The next round going to be some real tough team. So you really gotta be prepared when you're eating a steak and mashed potato. You gotta be very prepared. You got the sticks on that can be hard to fuck. After you do it well done, sometimes it can be very hard to.
Yeah.
So they better know who the feature on that team. They better know who, because they're going into a very tough zone right now. They're not going to be no more kick and stuff. Yeah.
Well, Victor, I did not want them to bring him with 10 minutes left in the game. It wouldn't look good. I have to give credit to McKinney and these guys who they brought in like the 90th minute. They have 5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes ago. But because they are professional, they came in and did what they had to do. Their numbers were called. The grown-up boy, when we were grown-up boys in Monroe, I ain't coming in. I mean, the whole game, you put me, I ain't coming in.
Oh, yes.
No, I think you.
No. I ain't playing. We're probably think I'm on the team.
Yeah. So beginning, I was saying, we're not going to feel, but no, then I mean, if you ever want to be a good football player, you have to be disciplined.
Of course. And that's why, George, we have always said the difference between me and the talented guys. And there were many other people who were flashy, but they are not disciplined. They were not disciplined. See, when I'm the first to come and I'm the last to leave, and I'm working
you have to be disciplined. I mean, we all remember the Allen Iverson case here with the Sixers. He and Larry Brown, the ongoing battle. Iverson was very good, but very indisciplined. Wouldn't go to practice on time, and the press kept on bringing it to him until one time, remember they practice, man. Practice. We're talking winning, but you have to be disciplined. You got it. The coach is the coach, and like you're saying just now, that's why they're the coach, because they are handling the game from several different perspectives. You just talk about chemistry and all of that. That's very important. People. Sometimes you can feel each other. You feed off each other's energy and all of that. All of that is very important. So a certain group of people will fit together, they will mesh together much better than they do with others. And it doesn't mean that that these people who are not starting are not necessarily, sometimes they start one game, next game other people start. But the fact, like you said, is winning is what matters, and they're winning. I think we should really give them credit. A lot of people underestimate the U.S. team. Soccer is not a big deal here in the U.S. still. But notwithstanding, I think they're really building the program. And I agree the competition is ahead is going to be much tougher. I think the U.S. has advanced to the second round in the last 3 or 4 appearances in the World Cup. So they're doing their best. But I think we'll see Team Weah. And I agree with Jane here. Sometimes, they're saving the best for the last, for the much tougher competition. But let me congratulate that to Peabody. I forgot to do that. I started reading the article. I didn't read all of it yet. I'll go back to it. But I thought that was very good. I think Sako is a young man's name. I know.
He's always in our chat room. He's very nice.
Yes, he always. So, but congratulations. It means a lot. These kinds of gestures, I know you talked about him before. You even came on here, I think, one time, so congratulations for doing that. I think that's very, very laudable and very noble.
Thank you, sir. We always want to give back in the way we can. And his story was just unique from being honest with $100 bill to going to college, just from that. So it's just a unique story. I decided I didn't want to let that kind of story go, but to share it, so others can read about that, So, yeah.
And that is something that the other young folks can emulate.
Yeah.
Right.
We're talking about this young man who turned down $20,000 in Liberia.
Right. Right.
To do the right thing. It's like what you are saying here. You turn down $100 in a hard place, and that $100 turned out to be the blessing of your life.
Right.
Just by being honest.
Right.
So hopefully the other young folks, this instant gratification, you want it now, and you gotta have it now.
Yeah.
You delay your gratification, it will end up being something better.
Yeah.
Look, $100 that.
You remember the saying we used to have, the patient dog is the
status quo.
Yeah. But no more bone in Liberia. So you bet patient on your own. No more bone.
You bet patient on your own.
you may wind up being the bone.
Yeah, right. You better grab your own while you can, right?
Yeah. But yes, there are still some good people around and out there doing good things that people don't see every day. And those people, we usually don't highlight them because we don't know they exist. But it is the bad people that are all over the place. The squeaky wheel, American man said, it's the squeaky wheel that gets the attention every time.
We call them better, you know.
Yeah, the Bele. But the Bele is the honest person. I mean, Bele, man, you find
$100.
Yeah, you find $100 fresh no, you go give it back. You crazy? You crazy, man?
The Nigerian boys say you mumu.
Yeah, you crazy, man. You know that who are taking. You know what that was done for the weekend? $100 US.
Exactly.
But I really, honestly, when he brought it up to me, I thought it was scam. I thought it was another scam, you know, trying to get something. But then when I actually put my hand in my pocket, I said, but then the money going for real. So I just couldn't believe somebody would do that. I just couldn't believe it.
It's uncommon. Wow. It's uncommon. Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. Let me see. King Ashford Wright. Good evening to you. Listen, gentlemen, let us know where you're tuning in from. I know some of you are in private locations. You don't also know where you are. It's all right. This is a weekend. Have fun. But yes, Ashford, King Ashford Wright, welcome to the show. Fode, come on. So this USA coach has no idea about winning trophies. Oh, you want to get a man credit for winning 2 games?
I know.
Score 6 goals. That's unheard of. Jen said, you know, we're saving the best for last. And
I hope so. I hope they don't just keep
I want to believe so because when you have policy and you have team and all these guys, these are veterans that play for big teams in Europe, and they are stars, not regular stars, but real stars in their own right.
Right.
Fode Kevin won't bring here. It's sentiment. You know what I mean? Like, put it on you just so.
You might hit this man because the man play for Spurs.
The man playing in the coaching for a long time.
For a long time, you do. The man winning. The man win. No, when you don't win in this country, they fire you.
Oh, the thing is, you got to resolve anything. Even that coach won't bring all the least player and he win it again.
That's it.
The intent of the contract is win.
They say, you know, like who was the more flashy, who beat 2 men, 3 men, 4 men, and then you want to win, lose.
Yeah, my brother Kemu, take this for a political perspective now. You want to bring politics in soccer. Oh, they say they in certain part of Boston they're around where the Scottish fans are stopping. They rain out of beer.
Of course.
They want people on the news.
I saw
your boy Rob Gronkowski is in there. They all in the street. They say the guys on the
They said all the pops beer was gone.
They ran out of beer.
They ran out of beer everywhere. They were going
all the draft company beer.
Yeah. They drank the place dry.
To work double. They said they're working double now, and they play today again.
Oh yeah, I won't be somebody who's been drunk, but
they can drink.
They can drink.
Did I score again?
No, it said the same.
Oh, it says okay. Jan said we work at a Big Smoke, Gardy William. He says Sylvester Trump is involved. Hillary Clinton posted team we are. So what? All right. I mean, you guys can get out of the politics thing.
Yeah, think different way.
Trump was able to. This man, when he came over to the White House, Trump met him. He says, "Your father was a great player." They had a comment. What else you want a man to do now? Hey man, James Brown said Timothy could not come in because they used what he says. The Hughes was in the lead and was defending the 2 goals lead. And if they were down, they would have brought in team.
I didn't mean the US was in the lead.
Okay,
but you know what remind me of is agreement. When I was in Georgia, I went to the first community college I went to. I used to play the soccer team. So when we played game, some kid's parent would drive all the way to come, and the grandma, the grandpa, everybody coming to watch that game, and the coach won't put on the seat. And then all you hear the kids say, "Coach, my dad is here. Can you just put me in for 5?"
Yeah, my family here. They got to see me play. And the same thing in the when we're doing the AAU, right? The family would travel from all over the place. Sometimes we leave Florida. I know we had a tournament in Tennessee, and we took 15 kids to Tennessee for the whole week. The holiday weekend was like a holiday classic. Some of the parents drove, some flew out there to see their children play. And it's just a terrible thing that some of the kids didn't have the talent, right? But they were on the team.
Yeah.
And do you put them in to lose the game, or you wait until you up by maybe 10 or 15 and then you put them in? That so it's delicate. And some of the parents will be cursing you, put my dance on me.
Yeah. My boy sitting over here.
Yeah, my boy. You know he's better than your point guard over there, and you know he can't even bounce the ball.
But remember now, those are some of the boosters. Those are the people who put the most money into the team, right?
Yeah.
Trying to buy the whole set of uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But listen, we had a guy in West Palm. He's one of the most successful. He got a big law firm. He got branches all over the country. I think he's a partner in Morgan, a big law firm. And his son was on the team with my son, and he would buy all the jerseys. They got a private jet. When the kids are flying to like Houston, they would fly them on the private jet and everything. How you gonna put that man?
You gonna put that guy in?
You'll be number one in the list every game. Come on.
So what this guy, the coach we had in Palm Beach, would do, he would put him first, so they can have enough time just in case, so they would make him a starter, right? They will start the game because we had enough talent on the team. Even when we're down by 10, we got 3 quarters to make it up. So we're putting him first. And if they're starting 5, they'll call him in and he warming up. And we got a best jersey. His jersey coming clean. This boy father got all the way. His father a multi-millionaire. He got better shoes and sneakers. Everything matching. He's smelling nice. He got a better. When you get the guy said, this guy look like when he went to some black tie. But that's the politics of sports, right? Because to run these sports teams, it costs a lot of money. So you need money to travel, jerseys, rental car, hotel, meals, security, insurance, all this. So it costs a lot of money. So if a parent's coming and say, I'm going to afford the whole bill. I got my son is very good. They always come and say, my son is very good. He made a team. He made a team. That's it. He's very good. Okay, bring him in. So some of the coaches will say, you know what? We will start, like the junior team, we'll start them first so they can go. If we down, leave by 10 or 15, we got 3 quarters to make up one for our guys. But we would not put them in at the end of the game. No way. Unless we like up 40, you know what I mean? And then we'll bring them in. So, the politics of it. But that's
every game, every sports on the field, you got the politics of it. You have some time, but again, football that I've been following, some coaches, but the money making the big teams, the coach is not going to bring too much sentiments to it. And that's where you see sometimes some coaches can have problems with certain players. If the rest of the team, the management team believe that this player is very important, the coach only can let the coach to go. And sometimes they fix the problem, right? They got recent Liverpool and the current coach and Mo Salah have been having some issues. 2 things. Now, and the reason why they let Mo Salah to go, because Mo Salah, if you will, he's been on the team for long. His powers going down now and other things, So, but it's just the kind of the same thing. But the same process that can unfold. But sometimes, some coaches can have some issue to favor certain players, and certain players that do those things, and the rest of that they have some issue. But today match, I expect that team on a serious note. I mean, there was a time when the camera focused on his parents. The camera draw him up to there, the camera focused on his mom and dad, on his mom and dad on the face. Focus on it from that VIP, keep it up. And then this camera zoom in also. Then the commentator referred to him. They say the former Baron d'Or, the father of Tim Weah and other things. So that was a very proud moment for Mr. Weah again and other things.
Absolutely. And Flex Electronics said it here. He said, team also has to compete with Bolongo, the guy who is a striker who scored all these goals. So it's a position thing too.
Okay. Yeah, it's Bonongo that is taking his line. Like the last World Cup, he was the lead striker.
Yeah.
The last World Cup, he was the lead striker. Then Ferrari was now with the team. Because Ferrari, it was after the 2002 World Cup that he decided in 2023. 2022 World Cup, he decided in 2023 to take on the US. After he said, I listened to his interview today, it was on Fox Sports. He said he did that because his mom played a major role in him playing for the US. Yeah, his mom told him, he said, hey, you got to think about it. I came to visit a friend, and it was a couple of days, and then unfortunately, I couldn't get back, and I was in pain. I have to give birth to you here in New York.
Yeah.
So he said that also. So that actually drive him to take the decision to play for the US instead of UK and Nigeria, because the three countries were up behind him. He was born here in the US in New York, grew up in the UK, but his both parents from Nigeria.
Yeah.
You know, so his mom Florence and his dad. So I mean, the basic line there is, and he's not playing the role, and he's a natural striker.
Yeah, listen.
From the time he was in football academy in England, all the time he was always the lead goal scorer. So he's a promising footballer coming up. Very promising footballer coming up.
And that's why you're looking for someone to score.
Yeah.
And once the man is scoring, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I agree with Flex on this one. Myself, I've been having the fear. Yeah, so that due to that, it will reduce his playing time from that perspective.
Yeah.
But they're not matching two of them together. Two of them can play the same time. The last game we saw it. They brought him in the 72nd minute, and Fleury was still on the pitch. But so basically, that's the way they can go about doing it. But I hope to see him. Probably they give him another chance. He may score his second World Cup goal for the country and other things. And we'll see what's gonna happen.
That's what's happening when you get like most of the basketball team got 2 minute guards, right? And when you have like the young man from the Puerto Rican boy that was on the New York Knicks, they brought him in. He been on the bench all along. When they brought him in, he took advantage of the little time they gave him, and he just turned the Knicks on 150 degrees, and they started winning. And the man found out, you know what? Brunson and this kid, when they play together, the speed of the game, the Spurs cannot keep up. And that's what we're going to do. And that's what they did. But yes, guys, I know you want to talk politics. Let's get into the subject matter today. Dr. Peabody, there's an article, another editorial that said 4 leadership changes in 2 years. Can the LDEA handle Liberia's drug issue? They are talking about, the turnover at the agency is so high, it plays into the hands of the sophisticated drug dealers, drug traffickers, because, sooner or later, don't worry, the guys will go, somebody else is going to come. Before they learn the trade, somebody else going, somebody is coming. This purported resignation by the LDEA director, why they may want to deny it because of plausible deniability, it says a lot about what's going on there and why they're having such a turnover. It says when the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency announced that it had intercepted the drugs, cocaine bound for Euro through Roberts International Airport, it presented the seizure as a proof of credibility and capability. The harder question set against the agency's own recent history is whether an institution reshaped from the top 4 times in 2 years was ever ready to run an investigation that can have the seizure and the seizure demands. The LDA report that a targeted operation on June 8 recovered 198 compressed cocaine plates hidden in 6 cargo boxes, which were processed for export. Now, this is what they are talking about. That when this thing started, the LDEA wanted to make this a big deal that they have succeeded. The system they put in place, they were able to bust this thing, and they were giving each other high five to only find out that they found it out by mistake.
But
That our own people they were that our own people were messing with.
So, Dr. Peabody, let's talk about this, about the turnover. You work in the United States. You and I know that any position, any company that have high turnover, their product is never good.
Yeah. Look, again, I think the problem here is competence. You can't keep putting incompetent people in an area and expect to succeed. And that's why we are seeing here. You take somebody from the police and put him to LDA that have had no training, know nothing about fighting drugs and stuff like that. I to be honest, I'm baffled. Why the current director for how do you call the presidential guy? The current director, Mr. Sam Gay. Sam Gay is not the head of LDA. Sam Gay worked for many years in Africa with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency, the DEA. So I don't know why he's not at the LDA or it's some kind of limited position, but you got him there at the head of the presidential guy. I think he's a well-trained person. He worked in different African countries. He worked in Nigeria until he retired from the U.S. government. Why you don't put somebody like that to run your drug enforcement agency, who would have oversight, who have been trained, who went on different operations for the U.S. government in different countries, who should know these things? I think he's an expert on that. Why you don't put somebody like that? Most of the people there are just incompetent that you have at the LDA. They are not trained. They have not gone to have real formal training to really combat drugs and how to treat it or how to detect drugs and all of that. We're just lucky that guy was able to, that whistleblower was able to find those things, because we don't even have sniffing dogs in that country, like other next door to Ghana and some other places that do have the sniffing dogs you can train the people, you can train them on how to work with these dogs and how to detect drugs and things like that. We don't even have that there. Only when President Saleh became president, when it sent security to protect her, or when Delta was there, they have sniffing dogs. We don't have that. So can you imagine how many drugs come into that country and leave through the airport without any detection? These people are just good that I got on the and decided to do what is right. They could have just let it slide. And this thing that been going on forever, that thing that are killing a lot of young people in that country, the so-called Zogos and stuff like that. But I mean, you're talking about competence. If you put the wrong people there, you will not get the right result. You will always get the wrong result. And that's what we're seeing happening. And so I don't know whether LDA is even fit to run. The folks that are there are even fit, even qualified to run that. It's like putting somebody who drive a taxi and say go see whether you can try the plane and see whether you can fly a plane. So it makes no sense, and that's how bad it looks for our country.
Victor, the dishonesty in every aspect of our society, right? There's nothing wrong with, listen, we have problem here, we are trying to fix it, we're trying to do the best we can. But to begin to get yourself how far, patting yourself on the back that you have busted, you have done X, Y, Z, only to find out that this thing was not the work of the LDA, it was an error. Somebody mistakenly stumbled on this thing and busted it, and instead of giving those people their due credit, you were half fired, and the newspaper picked it up here saying, these people didn't do a good job. They shouldn't take credit. Undue credit, we shouldn't give them credit.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Peabody is making the point there. We have to wonder, the capability of our guys, to perform. You rightly said, I think over the space of this president's tenure, I think this is the fourth LDA director we've had. I think I think Kromah may have probably been one of the best, but again, I don't have all the information available to them, and so he was let go. Christopher Peters came in. He made it clear that he was under-resourced, and I believe the problem still persists. I mean, we've heard that some of the people who are working for this agency are volunteers. Can you imagine this, Jerome? You're talking about raw cash available. These people have so much cash, they're dripping in cash, prepared, to compromise the system with huge sums of money. And, our guys who are manning the gates, some of them are volunteers. We talked about a story here of the situation in Banga, where they have no logistics, they take money, borrow money from money changers, credit from the bike people to take them on, a chase or something like that. How can we expect any of this to produce results? And I think it's all intentional. This is all calculated, to render them so useless, so incompetent, so as to leave the gates open for them to come through. And like you said, yeah, unfortunately for them, Mr. Oscar Brown was out of the country, and this consignment decided to come at the time he was out, because the reporting is that while he was out in China, he was still calling people here, calling a Taylor or whoever it was to tell River says, to you know to let the cargo go through, you know. And so again, it's not by design or by competence, that we were able to bust this. I think this is just by chance, and it goes right back to the president. Why? Because he is the president. The buck, the buck has to stop with him. This is a serious problem, according to his own description. It is a national, crisis that they can't seem to be given the attention that it deserves. And it's true, a lot of people are suffering as a result of this. Only for a few people, to line their pockets. And now the president is surprising everybody by this silence, this gag order he has on this thing. They told us 6 people were, as I listened to part of the justice minister's statement today. Again, he told us nothing that we already didn't know, and Sylvester Pewee had said here yesterday, and many other people have said that if they're really serious, they will call for help. Call in help if you really want to solve this. Call in the U.S. that we always do. There's no shame there. Call on the international community. They don't want to do it, but they don't want to tell us what's happening, and they keep telling us about compromising, jeopardizing investigation. The crime has already been committed. And if the China Musa's ability, the crime has already happened. What is there again? I mean, come on. So this is really, it is very frustrating and so really kind of surprising that the president really is not. I don't think he is. I don't think he's applying himself as seriously to this problem as he should. We saw the DEA, purported resignation. I was coming when you were talking. My sister Glennie here was typing, and I feel for her.
Yeah, she almost putting on fire.
Your Baza's sister, I know, and she said she's not a UP man. I respect Glennie a lot, but I think they're making her, because I think she is one of those who believe that we should still give this government, the benefit of the doubt, and they're making her job very difficult, because she's on so many platforms trying to debunk this letter that is supposed to be fake. I think that letter is true. I didn't man is throwing in the towel, but we'll find out. But yeah, so let me give it back to you. But it's just really kind of frustrating and disappointing and just really sad, that $90 million, the whole government has fallen prey to $90 million. It's a lot of money, yes, but seriously, you're going to take the whole country and throw it at $90 million for the sake of $90 million, that you're going to jeopardize, the reputation, the standing of a whole country on the international scale. And this is really, and look, this is going to really bring us very, very bad omen. Bad things are going to happen if we don't solve this. This is not good.
Honorable Pewee, they said, front page Africans carry Two key persons of interest in the $90 million drug bust are suddenly nowhere to be found, raising concerns amid rising skepticism over government's honest response. It's that Oscar Brown and Paul King may be the ties that bind the ongoing investigation into the $90 million drug bust at Rabat International Airport last week, when the pair failed to arrive in Monrovia Wednesday on separate flight. Eyebrow was raised. Brown, a security intelligence supervisor at RIA, was due to arrive from an aviation seminar in Beijing. We read that yesterday. Today they say, where is Mr. Paul King? Paul is the brother of Peter King. You know that too. They both of them get biblical name, Peter King and Paul King. So where is Mr. King? Paul and his brother Peter.
Consultant Jesus.
Yeah.
But
Peter and Paul are co-owners of the GLM, the Manges and Logistics and Trade Infrastructure firm. Investigators believe may have handled or observed the narcotic cargo apprehended last week. Prior to its arrival at the airport where it was apprehended, his brother Peter had reportedly been questioned by investigators, but is not considered a person of interest, at least publicly. In fact, this week, the Magibie County issued a raid under the authority of resident George Duncan. So we went through this before, but Chief, here are the two most important figures, the guys who are in charge of logistics, the guys who are in charge of everything. The two men all of a sudden disappears. Nobody knows where they are. At least we know that one went to China to this aviation thing. And the other guy, we heard he has already made it to the United States. Most likely he either a U.S. citizen or has a U.S. green card. Because Peter told them that he's in the United States for a medical checkup. He doesn't know when he will return to Liberia. Pewee, this is serious stuff.
Yes, I think again, but the Attorney General, as a matter of before continuing that part, the Attorney General clearly stated
your best friend.
Yeah, the Attorney General stated today that Mr. King, Peter King, and Paul King are no way whatsoever linked to it as far as the investigation is being carried out. So he ruled them out. They are not persons of interest. They have all of the documentation he's saying. There's nothing whatsoever linking any of the Kings into this alleged drug bust, right? So Mr. King, I think Peter. I know Peter King very well. I've been knowing him for some time. I've been knowing Peter King for some time now. But I don't know Paul.
But you don't know Paul.
I don't know Paul. I don't know Paul. But
you're on the road to Damascus.
Yeah. Do you know that my Esther?
He say he knows some, but he know Paul.
Yeah, that's it. But do you know that Mother Esther?
Here's what I know. I know that Peter King, and I didn't know that even he and his brother Paul jointly own this logistic cargo handling company. But I know that they got a contract with it, a concession of a contract, a long-term contract with the management of the RIA to handle cargo at the Ramos International Airport. Yeah, that I know. Now, and again, and most of the speculations, even most of the photos that have been published on social media, the last time I saw on one of the platform, I think it was on one of those platforms, they had a Peter King photo on the front page of most of those social media platforms, if you will. I know him to be the owner. I thought he was the singular owner, but I didn't know it was a joint partnership with his brother. But I think the Ministry of Justice ought to be very clear here. And it's possible, again, that the cargo handling company can handle these things. I don't know. So sometimes it's possible that it can pass through the cargo handling company, but they may not be part of the accomplices of whatsoever thing or linked towards it. It's possible. But what I'm trying to know now is that because in other countries, what is unfolding is that If you got those kind of a very huge contract to handle cargo in a major entry point at an international airport, you need to bring in these state-of-the-art machines that can detect anything that is inimical to the national security of the country. Does this company that is owned by the two kings, are they equipped? Did they meet all the requisite procedure in terms of getting certain contract? Because if you are handling cargo, are we supposed to detect that something terrible is coming to the country? Is your part of your responsibility to detect that? Of course. Now, they do have in the whole chain, but I'm told also the chief of security of that company. So there was something coming. The chief of security is being linked as person of interest or listed as person of interest of the company, but not the two owners of the company. So there where the problem is. And that article you are reading from, so I'm told the chief of security of the company is named person of interest from the Minister of Justice today, but Paul and Peter.
But the thing is so funny. Around this year, it's saying here, sources close to the investigation told Front Page Africa Thursday that Paul's absence is concerning. The source said Paul has been questioned as to why he did not return on Wednesday. And he told investigators that he was undergoing some medical checkup in the United States, although no timeline on his return has been revealed. The source said, we are really encouraging him to come back home. He has to come. He says he's going through medical and is not sure when he will be able to fly, but we believe he is buying time. This is what the investigators are telling around this year.
But so, did the investigators speak to Peter?
Yes.
I believe Peter is in the country.
Yes, Peter, Paul is the one that is of interest that they talk to, but he went to a training too. He should have been on the same flight with Brown, but both of them didn't show up on Wednesday.
Okay.
And how he wound up in the United States, he was not supposed to, according to them, he was not supposed to go because his itinerary says that he will return to Liberia on Wednesday. But only to now, when they call him, he picked up the phone, he told them that he's in the United States, he's doing his medical checkup, and he doesn't know when he will return.
Yeah, his doctor will tell him, but maybe the doctor says maybe he can try in the next 10 months.
Yeah. So
yeah, so that would be the next statement if there's anything to go back. But again, honest.
Or maybe to 2029, maybe the doctor told him to stay sick.
I would expect the and that's what I expected from the Minister of the Attorney General today. To allow the investigators to speed up the investigation process, because this is going to, if I was part of that team with my little knowledge now into that, the first and foremost thing I would want to subpoena most of the documentations of this cargo handling company. You pull for all the documentations. You go back and look and see the current documentation. What is the manifest saying as to where the destination of this particular goods? Then you go back through the chain of custody. Now, you do a revision from the chain of custody, and then you know the destinations, the origin, the destinations, and then you know the chain of custody as to how cargoes are handled. Who are those people? And I heard the Attorney General talking about the scanner, the examiner, all this, but that's from the RIA perspective. Then from the cargo handling area, the chief of security. Now, who are, apart from the chief of security from the cargo handling areas, there are other folks that are handling and clearing. So who are those also? And then we'll start tracking the manifest, and we'll know this thing was destined for Grand Kitman County. The origin is Lofa County. We would know clearly. Okay, who sent it from Grand Kitman County that was en route to Lofa? Sylvester Pewee. Who was this cargo intended for? Jerome Gayman. You will start getting a lead, then you know, then you go back in that same investigation. I mean, this is not a difficult thing for the Liberian government to do. A good government with all the resources, and you stay doing this. I would have done this in less than 72 hours, and I will come up with some serious understanding of what is happening here. You go back to the same manifesto, the trial history of that company. You will now see the name. Then you want to see, is there any need before that Sylvester sending something to Jerome before now? Then you go back inside the Sunday. If it was a cartel, it was a trail thing, you will see it. Sylvester did something in fact 3 months ago.
Mhm.
And who it went to? Jerome. Sylvester did another one in this and that. And who all handle it? And you see the pattern of names. You will see this thing Harris, Kumba, this, Kulu. Then you start to collect them and reconcile all the names. You know that if it was fraud, it was a Sanike that was well managed, coordinated by insider. Then you establish it. You know, you just come back. You can run the conclusion and say, hey, these are people that can tell us something about these things. You pull them over, say, hey, if you can't tell me anything, we'll charge you. We'll have evidence, we can prove that you did this and that you are behind this thing. If you press them, then some of them now come, then there where the Ministry of Justice and the prosecution team can come in. Okay, now we can not prosecute you and you pull you off, drop charges against you. You won't want you be witness to all the hard facts. But the Minister of Justice seems to be doing that. He's totally doing different thing and the rest of that. So I think we're going to be in this for some time, and then they may just falsely those 10 persons they named today, maybe they will charge few of them, and that will be the end of the story.
Wow.
Unfortunately, that will be the end of the story. But somebody is telling me that we got some big boys that are behind this thing, and the system don't want to name them. It will rather be a very dangerous, bad thing for the government and the rest of that. So they're trying to do things to drag it. They will drag it, they will protect it, they will move on. Then it's going to be another Liberian story. But if it is established that there are people behind this, it wouldn't be another Liberian story. From their perspective, will be, but from the perspective of the partners, then they may want to move to punish us.
Johnny, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert. Thank you, and let me say hi to all my colleagues on the show and all our followers and listeners on the radio, through Radio Kia and FM 96.1.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in Radio Land, we want to say welcome to the show. If you are listening already, we say kudos to you. Thank you very much. It is because of you we are here. If you have comments and you want us to flag, please put it in our comment section. I'm looking at Joseph Garson Kondu. The government is aware, they know where the drug came from and where the drug was heading. So they also know who owns the drugs. I mean, the regular folks from Liberia, they themselves say they know exactly what's going on here. You can't fool nobody. The names that you are withholding are names that we all know. That when you call these names, total trust and confidence in this government will go. That's why you're doing this. Johnny, welcome to the show. Hopefully you have more details on the drug issue. What are you hearing besides what we're reading in the paper?
Well, Mr. Gilman, let me say hi to everybody again. And let me first start by saying our government has a clear responsibility to protect us from these kinds of criminal activities. Like Phil was saying, if you fail to be proactive as a government, you will be creating the environment for the people to speculate. And the more people speculate, the more now it becomes difficult for you as government to come out. Even if what you want to say will be true, it will be difficult for people to believe you. There's one thing I suspect right now is the level of trust between the government and the people, the governed and the governor, is very, very low. The Liberian people seem to not be trusting the governance system, not trusting the government of Liberia. And that is very dangerous. Once the government is losing trust and confidence in the governor, there is a problem in society, the problem in our governance system. And for me, like you say in this area, we're hearing that senior people in government are involved with this. But because of the nature of it, the government security agencies are taking it easy to collect all the evidence before they can pronounce those names. That's what I'm hearing from some quarters. And now we're also suspecting. Because I don't want to believe here that this government is ready or is prepared or is going to allow itself to be put into a difficult position when it comes to drug globally, just because of individuals who you think are prominent people and should not be named or follow. If people can voluntarily sit, organize, purposely, maliciously, willingly to get involved with something they know is dangerous for the state, for the people of Liberia, even for the sub-region. And such case is under investigation, and those people are linked, and we're trying to find a way to protect them. Then we don't have interest in our own people. That is the beginning of the failure of the state. So I want to caution the government and all those involved to even attempt to say that, oh, let's see how we can handle this thing in a way that no. Then you are doing wrong to the unborn people of Liberia, not just those that are living, but the unborn generation. Because the unborn generation, what will come to inherit will be a polluted, destroyed, a contaminated society that they will inherit. So we need to take this drop in a very, very serious. Like I said last night, I expect the president to be on this matter every other hour. Not even every day, every other hour must be involved. What's happening? Where are we? What is going on? I mean, if you show that leadership into this drug investigation, even those that want to hide something will come to them and say they'll be a friend. But if you sit and let people do what they have to do and can report to you in a such matter, and whereas you declare state of emergency, I mean, you call this a national emergency, you even had a 5-year plan. Today, I took some time to read through the government 5 years plan against drug, to fight against drug. But the bottom line is the government is unable to provide necessary support in terms of finance or this to come to that level of the 5 years plan, action plan that was made, I was prepared to ensure that we protect Liberia from drug. And look, this drug thing is transitioning from locally produced marijuana or consumed marijuana to other synthetic and high substance, and now we are at cocaine level. If the state doesn't take real stringent, harsh measures to deter people, we will soon turn this country into a place where almost every quarter or every community will have a serious drug producing or drug transaction place. So, like the question you asked Mr. Gayman, yes, we are speculating, we are assuming that this thing, because look, let's sit and analyze. And I really wanted to see if we are able to get some expert who has idea on cargo handling or cargo shipping or packing and things to come and give us some insight. How do these things happen? Because although that were named today by the Minister of Justice, and I'm trying to understand how these things work, I'm confused. I'm not clear in my mind. How can all these guys get involved, or you see they are suspect because of the way they do? But the way they do, they have supervisor, they have who manage them, and the way our airport functions. So it's a bit confusing to me. It's still telling me that all the guys that were named are people of interest or suspect, whatever. They are just probably victims of circumstance. I really think that the major people, but look at the global situation. When you talk about drug issue, we talk about cocaine, dealing with cocaine. Where we don't have a company here producing cocaine. How did it leave from where it's being produced? How did it get to Liberia? How did it get packaged, organized, and then transported to the airport? Who provided a vehicle? Who provided all the guardians, all the safety net to have the material delivered from where it was first packaged before coming to the airport and be kept in warehouse? How long they stay in the warehouse? All those things. So we think, like I said last night, the government must ask Britain, France, the US, and other Western countries to get involved to support the intent of conducting this investigation and come up with the with the facts as soon as possible. Because as we learn, these things were packaged and prepared to be taken to London, to the UK. That is a concern. In the UK, people hear that cocaine was packaged in Liberia to be transported to the UK. Then they're going to have a second tour of Liberia. So we need to first to engage UK as early as possible to get them involved. That this is not government priority, this is not government engagement. Help us to conduct this investigation. This is beyond our strength. I mean, if we say we don't have the capacity in the security sector, let's announce to our partners that we don't have the capacity to fight against this kind of drug situation. We need you guys to come get involved with this. But it's very serious. This should not, and like I said, this matter should not be seen as a political matter. It should be seen as a serious social problem that has a very high potential of putting Liberia into a difficult situation to be either called a narco state or if society will be turning into a drug community. So let me say, Mr. Gayman, thank you, but that's my initial assessment of what is happening. I think the government need to move beyond what they are doing. I don't think they have the capacity to investigate this matter. So they should begin to look for
How they move beyond investigating themselves, Johnny? How can they move beyond investigating themselves?
That is the question we are asking. Who is investigating whom?
Well, look, but that's what I'm saying, Mr. Gayman. If, for example, if I take your statement for the situation that people in government are the one involved, right? If that's our assumption. So if the president is not involved, for example, the president takes the burden. This president takes the burden of the state. He's the chief of security for the country. The CRC, the commander in chief, all security sector in this country directly report to the president. That's why he has every day security council meeting or security briefing. So if he himself realizes that it's difficult for the state to investigate it because X and Y issues are unfolding, he should take the leadership role to say, look, I need the U.S. embassy to help in this process. We need to get a British embassy, get a French embassy, get EU and other people involved in this matter because this is going to disturb our country's image. So you can't sit down and say, let me go to justice minister or even the police commander or police director or the LGA or the immigration. No. If these guys are not working the way he wanted, he is the HRC and the head nigger in charge, right? So he must play that role. If he doesn't play that role, the thing will go back and it will end up on him, on his lap. And by extension, it will say, and you go to Pewee now, they will say, Pewee then brought President like Brahma Lopa Kante and had a bigger drug issue here. So this is a serious thing that we should fight against. We only to get involved with it and make sure that.
Correct, sir. I campaign against him, Lofa, so you know that. So
we will
be exonerated.
You right, Johnny, you right. But listen,
Johnny is supported. He said they supported. They were saying, I met Johnny in Zonzo. He told me say, you know the thing that Lofa kind of team, man, the team doing not correct.
Look, I beg you, don't get to me, don't get to me. You know, you and I were on the same line together. You were in the CDC camp and I was in the Lanu camp.
Yeah, second round, Johnny said, but man, we kept out here for if I
man, I beg you, man, my man, I beg you. I know I didn't follow that policy. I did not follow that.
He said I'll bring them again.
No, but look, but on a serious note, on a serious note, today I took some time because this is a serious concern. We all have fathers, we have parents. And the more I think and process this issue, and I read the Sahara report, right? Sahara report says since 2024 to now, this current drug bust is the 50th.
Yeah.
And I mean, that means it should be concerning. And our 50th, 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on and check that. I've been doing the background check on Sahara report. Sahara report is a credible group from Nigeria and other places to get report from across the continent. They deal with a lot of news outlet around the place. And they even provided some details of how it's been happening. And even going back to previous year 2018, 2020, what the guy is saying from 2024 to now, this is the 50th year that have been that have had a birth situation. So that means this is a serious matter here. In fact, just Tuesday when we put it on TRT that Senegal also arrested same thing in a consumption of cocaine at the Senegal airport. So West Africa is in trouble. So I'm saying the president of Liberia should be working with his peers on the land. The guys from Sierra Leone, from Guinea, from Cote d'Ivoire, from Ghana. We should see this as a serious emergency situation in the West African region. It's not a joke. Look, let's take the map of Liberia or West Africa and look at the whole map and see how far is it from Latin America or Southern America to West Africa, even by water, along the Atlantic Ocean. Let's assume that there's no flight because it's a shorter distance from Liberia to anywhere in the Latin America area. It's about 4-hour flight, right? But let's assume they're coming by ship. How prepared are we to protect our borderland from Cape Mount all the way down to Maryland? And we got all the fishing boat that goes on water and come. Who does the fishing boat? All our entry points along the coastal line, they don't have no sophistication. For example, I was in this place called there's a place in Boston, man, where Bob Gray came from. What the place name, man?
Upper Buchanan?
No, man. Edina. I was in Edina the other day. And I was observing the way the guys and the fishermen come from over there, go on sea and come. I didn't see a kind of, like a system where You irregular to find out what's going on in any kingdom. And the road for Edina to beginner highway to the new road has no issue. You drive from there all the way through. You can't have you can't you gotta go beginner, but you can't have there and kind of Morovia. At the current tree checkpoint, they try to do something there. Those kind of checkpoints should have sophisticated equipment. And look, my brother, look, to be very frank, the drug fight is expensive for us. I think President Barker should see this as to do an emergency call to all of our partners. Look, we need some money. You help us to get involved. It's a serious matter. And look, another aspect, even the motorcyclists can travel anything in the country. You don't say again because the routes are open. You can bypass places any other way in this country. All the areas are open. Cycle can drive on any road. Right? You got the Kanta border, look at Lofa border. It's open. Right? The border in Lofa, in Nimba, in Bon County. Right? Even between Liberia and Cote d'Ivoire, with G, with Maryland, Grand Cru, Nimba. Come down to Sierra Leone, Cape Mount, Lofa, right? And Babulu. In fact, Babulu is the west place, Babulu border with Sierra Leone. That's a complete jungle for that whole Kumbo region. Going towards Vaho now into Lofa. So we need to find a way to really work with citizens and work with our system to improve our protection of the state. Other than that, we're looking at cooking level we are going to. I'm sorry for Liberia, and we don't have serious leadership. And I want to appeal to my president to please see this. If he can succeed, anything else, let this be the number one thing you will make a signature success before you leave power. Because it's a serious matter for Liberia. Don't let anybody call you a narcotic state or narco state. It will be bad for us.
But Mr. Nagbe, I guess you guys were here when we talk about Variety News, what they are reporting. Okay, they had the photo, the video photo of the airport, the surveillance camera photo. I don't know how they got this, but you can clearly see cars entering. Some people sitting on the fence, some people sitting right outside, some people. So back here, you can see anything goes. You can see people sitting on the outside, people on the inside, and they are transacting business. Your packages can pass through, and nobody will say anything. And you say here, fresh allegation contained in a video released Friday have placed Rabat International Airport on increased public scrutiny, with growing questions emerging about effectiveness of security screening procedure, cargo handling operation, internal oversight mechanism at Liberia Primary Gateway. The video report published by Variety News has generated widespread discussion across Liberia after alleging that significant quantity of cocaine were able to move through the various stages of the airport cargo processing before this one was captured. This is not Sahara. This is Variety News.
Yeah.
Based on evidence they have, footages they have, okay, and people they talk to, this one was one of many that was caught. There were many that went through before this one. That's what we're talking about. When you said, the guy said there were 50, 49 went, and the 50 was booked.
Yeah.
All right, the news is saying they were, based on what they had, several consignment had left already.
Yeah. And you know, this is what many are saying, that this is by design. We have a history, you know. You and Sarah and others put a lot of stuff in the chat room. You know, this has been going for quite a while, but you went as far back, I think it's 2009. You know, where, you know, some of our compatriots were arrested by the Southern District, you know, in New York. During the time of pre-Barara's time, and this has been going on even prior to President Weah, during President Weah, during even President Johnson, certainly when this president was the vice president. So you would think that again, you know, they will anticipate this kind of thing, and this is why a lot of people are saying, you know, this is not happening in a vacuum. This is by design. And you know, maybe we are worrying too much, because apparently we're just becoming aware, some of us, of the magnitude of what is happening. Maybe they know that this is not going to amount to anything. So maybe that's why they're so lackadaisical, about this. But this is mind-boggling. I really don't have anything else to offer on this. I mean, I've expressed my frustration and indignation over the way this is being handled. The fact that this doesn't seem to claim the attention of the president in a way that I think it should. He came on here and said they're taking the matter from the LDA and moving it to the national security level. Okay, so I appreciate the fact that the justice minister came on today, and a lot of people are saying the Variety News smoked him out, Martin Colley and others. But this is what we've been saying. Come and give us, up to date. Except that he came with nothing up to date. He just came because the cameras were available, and then read out a few names. Yeah, most of these people whose names he read, those are all foot soldiers. These are not the people who will move, almost the equivalent of almost 6 bags of rice of cocaine. That's a lot of weight. That it requires a lot of coordination, a lot of participation from higher ups. The Sahel reported last week. They named names. They named Mandela Cooper. They named Reverend Gregory Coleman. They named Speaker Cohn. They named a lot of these names. These are the names. So the thing is out there. Caution maybe, but at this level, I don't know. I just don't understand. I really am. I'm just really. I'm out of words. But this is not good. The end. I think it's not going to end well.
Pewee, I'm looking at the public library of U.S. diplomacy. I sent this in our chat room, and then the letter from the Manhattan U.S. Anthony. In 2006, right after the election, there were a major drug bust. 2008 and 2010 June 1, and it continues. Look at for every one we bust, there were several that may have gotten through, but this thing have been around forever, and for some reason. At least someone were asking whether we have the capability. Yes, because it worked. Somebody decided that this thing is not going to be what I saw on the screening here. It's not what it's supposed to be, and it's not. So we do have the capability. People just refuse to implement and to act upon it. If that girl and these two guys, if they have decided, let it go. Whether you have the most sophisticated machine means absolutely nothing because they are not you. But this time around, somebody decided to utilize this machine. Yeah. And the machine, she said the instruction is, if this thing is opaque, if it's this dense, it has to go through physical scrutiny. I mean, opening it and seeing it, these are the processes that you have to go through.
And to your point, Jerome, I have had more than 3-4 times in the past recent trip that I made to Liberia. My wife and I were coming back. My wife would bring all these little things. She would bring milk candy. She would bring coconut. Those our little stuff. And more than 3-4 times they've called us in the back because they've seen something in our. So the system is working, right? They've seen something in our bag. And they want us to come in. They will open our bags and I will tell them, this is what we have. So I don't really think this is, I saw the video and all of that. Yeah, it's possible things will slip through, but this is not to me. I don't think these things are slipping through because they are being undetected. On the contrary, I think it's designed for them to slip through because they've been protected by people who can call from places like China and it's open. I think this is what we're dealing with here. People who can probably call from the Capitol building or from the police headquarters, and, or bring the black car that is say accompany this delivery, this cargo, and say, whose car this is. Come on, open the door. This is what we're dealing with here, in my opinion.
Victor, you see something that I really want to understand because In Morovia, I was there. Almost every car move on emergency, like somebody is dying somewhere or there's some fire somewhere. Too much rain, too much emergency. Every car is tinted dark. I mean, I don't have issue with car being tinted because it's not against the traffic regulation. But I mean, the movement of vehicle with too much emergency and serene, it just tells you that these are all conditions that could be live, possibly responsible for the car to be transported. You see, you got the officers. So the thing is, sometimes our security officer need to have some level of self-esteem. They quit to feel inferior to certain vehicle they see, And then this country, once you from the government, you want HOR on your car or RL on your car or SEN, whatever, that has to do with license plate from government office or so. There's no issue with that government vehicle. It passes and goes on. So, but the need that today we heard from the Minister of Justice, I'm trying to understand who are they, how, what do they want to do? Do they want to ask them questions? Do they want to use them as state witness or whatever situation? But by this time, I guess they have information on the key actors that are involved with this drug situation. I mean, I don't want to believe that they don't have any information on the key actors, the producers, the real manager for the whole process. If it's a Seleke, the real leaders, the Seleke leaders are here. They should let us know they are here. They should arrest them by this time. Because once you arrest them, the news will come out. You got to announce it. Once you arrest anybody in government, senior government official, you arrest them, we'll know by the public, a media system. People will tell, somebody will see the situation and report it. Okay? But I think it's a serious matter. I think we should talk about this thing every other day to make a comment to act in a way that we can save this country.
But
look at this. Save from drug.
Look at this video footage from Variety News, right? Look, this person, I guess with an official car in some capacity, drove the car right to into the airport security area, right to the door and unloading whatever it is with just one person. He's the only person who is unloading, and there's nobody. You look at the time that is on the 5th, okay, that's it. At 3:15 p.m. One person has that access to the security aspect of the airport in the back. One person has that kind of power. Then here you go again with another one, one in the yellow cab, all by themselves with you see all the packages in the back of this car.
Yeah.
Nobody, no security. Most likely they are sending it right over the. You see the fence is so low, but they are in the secure area where you have to have clearance. This is the entry to the airport. Anybody who want to do something on the plane or anything, you can just go there. Somebody just sitting there, passing packages on over the fence, and there's nobody saying anything. So this thing from 2006, 2008, then June 1, 2010, major 540 million, 100 million. That's a lot of drugs that been going. That's why the newspaper was saying, the Sahara paper said it. This is not the work of an amateur. This is the work of somebody who has high confidence.
Yes.
That this will go because they've been doing it. This is regular happening at the airport. For you to be that brave to send that much, that tells you that
in terms of government, they think even should go extent. I believe they even go to the extent that even the airline or leadership, the airline crew might be aware of these kind of things.
You never know.
The crew, you know what? This accident you don't go. Everything should be followed because the airline crew should be investigated to know what's happening. Because sometimes they get to know what is taking or what goes on their aircraft, right? The airline crew should know. And like I said, in a recent, like 2-3 months, we'll be having regular flight almost every day. Where I live in Pittsburgh, I mean, every plane like where I live is a major route where the plane passes. I need to even ask one day for my own share of the air traffic money because they pass it on my hallway every Sunday. You understand? But a lot of flights passes every time. So we need to make sure even the crew members need to be investigated for that airline. Because this thing, It don't just happen with one side. It's a complete continuum, right? It starts from one end. Somebody is involved who play the middleman role, who make sure the regions will have to reach. So we have to make sure I know what I'm saying, if we don't have the capacity as a government to conduct this investigation, let us be as quick as possible to ask for international people to get involved so we can save this country from this drug stigma. That's for me, that's my concern. I don't worry about what is what. My concern is let's get involved with this matter and know. Now, I remember when President Barker took over newly, when the new government took over, they even withdrew a lot of international passport. I don't think we can tell you that. Who had international passport, what you call it, or diplomatic passport, they were withdrawn to provide new diplomatic passport. Who are those that have diplomatic passport for Liberian name that are not Liberians? All that involved investigation. Because somebody obtained diplomatic passport from Liberia, a Liberian diplomat, and are in some part of the world, they have all kind of privileges to benefit from, right? And during the very first 6 months of the regime we are in now, when they came on, they withdrew all diplomatic passports from the previous regimes for that doing early of we are time and provided new diplomatic passports. So I think we should also investigate those who got the diplomatic passports now to know what they are doing with our passport. Where do they travel? Who do they engage with? It's a serious matter, the agreement. And like I said, I'm taking a lot of time thinking through it and trying to connect points. Who are those involved? Possibly. Okay? Possibly who are those involved. Because Liberia is a poor country. Cooking can be built in Liberia. Our economy is so poor that who will be able to buy cooking? How many parts of cooking to use in Liberia? So obviously it's being used for transit purpose. So that means who are those responsible to receive it, protect it, and ship it out of here? We got to find them. We have to find them.
Pewee, you in a diplomatic cycle. I know this was one of the reasons when you were in the government, when Wesoka Finley was foreign minister, the opposition made a big deal out of, they say he was selling the passport, which was not true, but that's what they ran with. And to the point where they changed his name in Bassa. He knew was not Wesoka anymore. He knew the Unity Party called him Passport Guy. I mean, the guys out there are deadly when it comes to propaganda. They changed the name from Wesoka to Passport Guy. So they say he sold passport. Everybody had diplomatic passport. So they didn't even take into account that most of the passport that were in circulation already, the CDC people made it there. But they made it sound as though the president was selling the passport. How does the diplomatic or special passport play in something like this? You are muted.
So the line of, I mean, that was just propaganda. Most of those that were feeling the propaganda was the Liberty Party and the party folks, because they felt at the time he was contesting, particularly Yombly and her how to call it, I was going to call it a bunch of loose surrogate that she hired to just smell his repetition, and unfortunately too at the time the then sanctioned former passport director also said some things that were factually inaccurate about Mr. Finley at the time. Mr. Finley did not sell passport. I work with him, and
that we know,
and the rest of the story. But again, there was a lot of this and misinformation that were peddled by those folks in a very malicious way, and somehow people they have resorted to the passport guy instead of the passport board. Then they say the passport board. So that was increasingly unfortunate. But here's why. So the passport, there are privileged passport, and the privileged passport in the Republic is issued to those that are entitled to it. So, like the diplomatic passports, that's the higher book of honor, as you will. That book is issued to top government officials. First and foremost, the President of the Republic of Liberia, the Vice President, the wife of the President, the wife of the Vice President, their children under the ages of 18. But now currently for the president, all of his children would be entitled to it. I think the same should go to the vice president. Even the other children of the president would take it, because the president got the right to give it to whosoever he desired. So it's the first and foremost thing. So it will go to the first family and the rest of that. So the foreign minister we have is also got two individuals in the country got the right to give the passport to whosoever they deem necessary to play some role for the country. Like number one is the president of the republic, and number two the foreign minister. So the foreign minister can issue a passport to Jerome Gayman to carry a diplomatic passport. He would say Jerome is to perform a special tax for the country, and I'm designating him to carry a diplomatic passport. And then we have other categories. So all head of government, ministers, cabinet ministers are entitled to carry a diplomatic passport. It's a policy. And then there are certain deputy ministers, that will be determined by the president all day, but all deputy ministers will carry official passports. Yeah, all deputy ministers, deputy director general carry, and some senior government officials carry official passport.
But not diplomatic, just official.
Not diplomatic, no.
Okay.
The diplomatic passport is for all head of entities.
Okay.
Cabinet minister, head of the Freeport managing director, LPRC managing, any head of entity, the fire service boss. If you are head of any Liberian government entity, you are entitled to carry a diplomatic passport. Now, and that entitlement is when you are current with the government. If you dismiss, then you're no longer entitled to that. But you are entitled to carry if you are head of an institution. And then we also have the proceeding that certain senior citizens can carry from the recommendation of the minister and the president. Minister of Foreign Affairs and the president will issue them out. But we have certain people in the country, that's what was set into passports. We have certain people to give them, like if you are honorary counsel behind the Liberian government, you have certain representation. You can be a non-Liberian citizen and you can still carry the diplomatic passport. And that can be issued by two persons, the president of the republic and the foreign minister. Now, before this, the United guy, just remember, guy, before this, if you heard this guy, the Danish guy thing that happened during when Fanny Sherman was still around, there was a time they started issuing, and the Danish guy came and bought his way through and got a diplomatic passport.
Made a movie out of it.
Yeah, made a movie out of it. That was during the time of the former president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf when she was president of the republic. So the whole passport thing, when Ben Sanvee came, there was no diplomatic passport saga. Here's where the problem came from. There was this report at the time that there was certain Liberian passport, the ordinary Liberian passport, the one you must can carry, ordinary Liberian passport. And in our regulation, the only ministry that all of the officials, the minister, the deputy ministers, and I didn't say that, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the only ministry that the minister proper, the deputy minister, and all assistant ministers carry diplomatic passport. So yes, so all the time I work with the ministry, I carry diplomatic passport. I carry almost, because it's 2 years. Every 2 years you have to change. So I had all the time they gave me four, because sometimes I had more than 4 books, because it's possible sometimes your book can be here for visa and it's not bringing this, and now you travel the minister, they will give you another book. That is obvious because the foreign ministry thing. So now you have 2-3 diplomatic books at the same time. That is understandable, because if your book is to the embassy, that's when you got visa to go to the other country, you go and come on that basis. So all the former books I've been having, I got it. The last one I took expired ever since. I just got it for history, right? To prove they're going to expire. Now in news again. So there's the only ministry that assistant minister can carry diplomatic passport, and that is part of the regulations. But besides, all other ministry, deputy minister will carry official passport, assistant minister will carry official passport. So there was a report about our ordinary passport being used by being in the hands of Nigerians. Let's say, and that what brought the problem of that the sanctions started coming about from the former passport director. Somebody went to in Nigeria, applied for a US visa in Nigeria. They didn't get it. That person surfaced in Liberia with a Liberian passport to apply for US visa. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They captured, the process got biometric. So it raised a lot of concern. So Ghanaians, Nigerians, Salvinians, they are also, when they speak at you, determine that how do I get these things, it brought more concern. So they started investigating. But then I would say the Minister of Foreign Affairs. They started investigating. They found out, according to those that were receiving the book, they said they were getting the book from the Passport Bureau itself. So that's how the whole investigation went on, and the president did his own investigation. The president himself personally did something to find out what already unfolding. Then when they found out, it was not from the top, they found out something how the president dismissed the passport director and ordered he to be arrested by the NSA. And then the whole case started, and then the government couldn't go to court. Dragging on this, they couldn't go to court. Then, like another possible the case, the government couldn't go to court. Then the passport director came and had a press conference that day. He said he's a free man, he wanted his job back.
Yep.
When he announced that he wanted his job back, the US government filed with sanction immediately because they had all the facts. And they said they're not going to open to jeopardize the security of the United States. Because it's possible for some Boko Haram people, they come to Liberia and get a passport, and mistakenly they may crack through and they get something. So how they move immediately, the Secretary of State's Mike Pompeo designated the passport director at the time. So there's nothing, no report. And let me say this for the record. If Bezonga Finley was involved to any sinister passport deal, he just left from here 2 days ago. He was just only dropping, got it Sunday dropping up. He left. He just arrived not today, a day ago. He arrived in the country this morning via Air Morocco. So nothing ever. And I'm not saying this because I directly work with him. He was never involved into any shady deeds whatsoever. Things happened at the time and was all about this ordinary book thing. And they put data investigation, they found out, and they took a crap. But here's what I will say. They think about the misuse of these objects, the diplomatic book, the privileged book, Mr. Gayman. It's possible if they issue the book, and that's the reason we have to find out who all got it. Because someone can get that book and you can do. Listen, if you get that book, so now you are privileged to a lot of things. Because it's possible that you can be received on the tarmac, and that's what I was saying. They can be, and that's what the problem is. You can take a drugs and just walk on the plane. You sit in the business class, and as soon as the plane lands to the next country, I hope you can use that kind of something. Oh, social representation for this government. For that plane, not going through the regular security thing.
Right.
Get around the tarmac, no car pick you up, wakes you up the airport straight. So that's the reason why people that carry those kind of a book of honor and high standards should be people of high moral standing, because it's possible that some of them can abuse it in a way that it will hamper the country's future. Because if powerful countries like the United States of America and the European zones notice those kind of things, what they'll do, if they put your passport on this kind of a list, it's a problem for you. So now it becomes very difficult for you to get a visa, and that means the people that will always be the ordinary people. The ordinary people, because oftentimes those that with the privileged passports, they don't have to read, they will just do note and send it. But if there's some more problem now, then they start looking at things. So yes, the people misuse those privileged books, and sometimes it be a serious problem. And that's why before even and the reason why this government recalled all of the passport, there was this situation about diplomatic privileged books. There's no way in the world privileged book will last for more than 2 years. The reason why they did that, and with that again, is the U.S. government have flagged that recently before even the government had to move to do that. When Kamara was leaving as foreign minister, he changed the law for the passport thing. Even he stopped some deputy from foreign ministry, and I thought that was nonsense at the time. You don't stop. These are diplomats that should always carry that. But when they changed it, then they took the expiration period from 2 years to 6 years diplomatic passport.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm told the U.S. government raised serious concern of that. In no way you do. I don't know why they did that.
Let me ask you, Sylvester, talk to us about.
And then I can't start if something I had to record all the books this 6 year book and the issue up. They had to record all of them. I thought that was a blatant.
Talk to us a little bit, and this is during Bezonga Finley time when Andrew Nyenwolo was, this became high profile. Andrew Nyenwolo himself was indicted. I think by the U.S. government for passport fraud, and then he in turn tried to indict the weird government, and alleging that he was being scapegoated, and it was a very, very high profile case here.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were in the ministry at the time, weren't you?
Yeah, I was very active at the time.
You care to throw any light on that?
Yes, I was just talking about why. So this was a case that and so the whole thing, it was just a debate that came out, and the spectacle. There came with a lot of
I'm
different
sorry, I
spectacles.
walked away. If you already talked about it, that's okay.
Yes, issue about this thing. It was about ordinary Liberian passport. And our international partner, our major partner, observed that a lot of non-Liberians were attempting to get Liberian. Some of them even got Liberian passport. Like you say, someone in Ghana, right? A Ghanaian or Nigerian applied before in their own country to get the US visa. They didn't get it there. Then they dropped that. They came, okay, so they want to get a Liberian passport. And they put notice that was very unfortunate. It was a risky thing. So they flagged that with so the government of Liberia started to do her own investigation. And my understanding at the time in the ministry is that the president himself initiated an investigation via the NSA, and they found out that the director then of passport was involved into some things that was not right.
Okay.
And the president himself ordered the arrest of the passport director. And when they did that arrest, and they eventually, after I think some 2 hours or a little over some 2 hours, they processed him to court. And the case was pending, and the government of Liberia also started reneging. They were not going to court. The fact that the government of Liberia started reneging, not going to court, one of the judge got frustrated, and the judge said he was throwing the case out with no prejudice, right? And then when the very day the judge did that, then Andrew came out and had a press conference that day, even the court, and said that he'd been freed by the judge. The judge told him to go. He's a free man. So the government of Liberia should reinstate him immediately as passport director. Immediately after that press conference that evening, the next day, Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State of the United States government,
at the time,
issue a destination on he and his family with immediate effect. Now, the reason why they did that, because they said they had all the facts as to what unfolded. And the called the Liberian government, if you don't take actions, your passport is going to be falling into a serious problem in terms of having issue of Liberians even coming to the United States and other part of the world.
Yeah. Right.
And that is the reason. Because the Liberian government, and the reason why the US government have to move the way they move, because I didn't know anything, to be frank. Everything I was speaking at the time was information that I was given as an assistant minister of public affairs. And as we speak and write out things, we got it from the higher other thing. But immediately after that press conference that day, when he left from the court, the next day he was designated, he, his family, and all of his children, by the Secretary of State. It was a special citation that was issued. Yeah, I saw the citation like a day or two or three before the release came, or before that, we heard about also. Start hearing about some of those things that were unfolding. So basically, that's the line, and that was the issue about. They said I was sending passport, and he now went on the speech saying, "Oh, the president was involved, this person was involved, that person was involved." I didn't know the rest of those things. I don't speak to them, but that's the line. But I believe from what we got, it was not basic. Most of those things was not basically about diplomat. It was about ordinary Liberian passport being in the hands of some potential dangerous element that may pose threat to the peace of these powerful countries. Security of these countries. So they had to move and take their actions. And the Liberian government, then when they did that now, the Liberian government to issue another writ of arrest for him, to arrest him again, to prosecute him this time around. But then he left the country. And when he left, now he went on the attack spree, attacking the president, saying the president is involved, the foreign minister is involved, the deputy minister for legal, Councillor Joel Grace involved. He's accusing almost everybody. And that's what unfolded.
Yeah, thank you for that. Jerome, I know we all know this, and there seems to be a consistent thread running through here, right? Mm-hmm. Our government here is presented with evidence by our international partners. Mm-hmm. They refuse to act, clearly because of obvious reasons. Some of them are implicated. Who doesn't remember President Weah's visit the White House, where we understood he was taken aside by the CIA director for over 6 hours. And apparently he was presented with damning evidence about the shenanigans of his officers in government. And he came back and sat down. We also remember the ambassador visiting the former president, early in the morning, where he was still in his sleepwear. And I think he went to follow through. He still didn't act. And then, of course, what do we see? Pewee, Nukwe, Koji, all of these people, all of them, they got sanctioned. right? We understand this drug thing here. Our people may have been forced to bust this thing open because we understand there were some international partners who were collaborating in this thing, and yet our guys are dragging their feet. And that's why I was asking you that question, because like you said, the passport thing, the former president, we understand, was presented with evidence of what Mr. Wampu was doing. You said here that they took him to court and then they refused to go to court. So
yeah.
It's a
I think
technicality.
immediately, Mr. Nagbe, immediately, and you see, and that's what we always saying. You said it right, Justin. Also, you see, when the partners are talking to you, because they will talk to you where you and I, the ordinary people, will not know what is unfolding. And immediately that day, when he had the press, because the government was not really going to court. You indicted the man, he's filing him to court,
and then you refuse to go to court, right?
Appear.
And then the case is dismissed on the technicality.
And the funny thing that the man will, every time they call the case, the man, his lawyer will appear. The government team will not appear. The court, I think they did it 3 times. The judge got frustrated. And the judge said, you go free, I will dismiss. The judge dismissed the case with no prejudice, according to things. And when the judge did that, the man, if I were the individual involved, I would say the same. You process me to court. You can't come to court. The judge dismissed the case. I would say I want my job back, right?
Of course.
So the man,
on the other hand, Sylvester, a smart man will do like, Sam Jackson is not being found guilty or anything. But for once, Serena Sifo and the Red, they told Sam Jackson to shut up and sit down for once. You understand me?
Yeah. If I hear you, he knew where the complaint came from.
Right. He never would have done. He was just able to walk away quietly.
Walk and be quiet on it. Probably if he had done that, I don't think the sanction were going to come out.
Yeah.
But he came and challenged. He said he wanted a job. He wanted this and that. Immediately after he said that, that news didn't go well the next day in the radio or in all the radio. Because that news was there coming on the mail saying so what they did, and the bigger news came where Jack came on the news. And the bigger news of the destination. I mean, it was not
because
just done.
I tell you, Sylvester, and this is the ER they say, so I know you will refute it, but we understand, Jerome, that some of these passports were being sold for $300,000 for this consul general. The man with no country. Some of these people, they have no country. They've been disowned by. They got no passport.
But
they have a lot of money.
There was a sheik that was on his way to the Middle East. Remember?
Honestly, when people abuse those things, and sometimes and they give it to some dangerous element that use it, and somebody can be willing to pay money. Say, if they will protect me, they will do everything for me. They will let me do things and be something else. And there were the problem that, and that's the area. So now the classification of your passport now is a problem.
Yeah.
So saying we were downgraded. We almost went to the line. So. And that's what they kept on.
Because if you remember, Sylvester, if you go back to this Harrow reporting, this cash of drugs, the $90 million, was being transported out in a diplomatic pouch. Yes. It was being sent out, giving diplomatic coverage.
Yeah,
to go out.
Yeah, so that's a need for the brother invest, and that's why I was saying that the Attorney General himself. You're a very reputable person. You've been around in the country that most of and you see the international partner, particularly the U.S. government, is strategic on the issue of national security. Anything that threatens the interest of the national security will be a problem. Yeah. Now, when the situation came out at the time about all these things that are unfolding, about the big ball 1, big ball 2 thing, the global weather thing, all those things. Why you think Johnny laughing? Why you think Vanny Sherman got serious sanctions that all of his life, all of the things he got in this period, all the money he got everything in limo.
Yeah.
So that Papa is frustrated. He's just believing that just by the grace of God now. Why you think that can happen? Everything he did in this place, everything gone. Everything. Yeah. Because they pay some attention. And that's why I would hope the current Minister of Justice, he'd been doing a lot of good job before. He was doing very well in the private sector before he took on as Attorney General. He was a lawyer for Liska. He and his partner, the PNP attorney, he served there. I think he met Jimmy PST there. He other partner stayed. He served there for a very reputable institution, a company, other thing, and he's doing well in the law practice in the country. Vani Sherman was almost the lead lawyer, even the U.S.
No, he was for a long time.
The lead of the Sherman was the best law firm in the Republic of Liberia.
Yeah, but right now, my friend Nyenwolo is eating show on here.
Oh yeah, Sherman just going down, and the guys are there managing it, all that thing, but not doing well. Yeah. They're not doing well. Sherman not doing well. Every major company that came, Firestone, Sherman. Tell me which big company in that place. Sherman was the big money making boy in the country. Yeah. But that thing, when that thing started hitting, when they found out that you're involved into that whole B-ball 1, B-ball 2.
But that's what we're talking about, greed. Yeah. Okay, I mean, you in a small country where you're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
You are representing. I mean, you're not saying why were you $900,000? That's why.
Yeah. You know, they want everything. You're making a lot of money. You're making a lot of money.
I mean,
when you come here in the US, you live well. Your family, you're living in the US very well. Your children, okay. In Liberia, you are king because the men are living very good life. When Mecca, we gotta
let it Haitian man go.
What the people saying?
Yeah, listen, guys, we got 9 minutes here. I gotta leave 8:00. We gotta go watch our game. The game between Scotland and Morocco turned out to be a very good game.
Look at that.
It's almost ending, but it's going to be a very good game. But
87 minutes. So
I thought Morocco would run away with it with about 5-1. But
I thought so too. The way they opened the match.
Yes. But guys,
what's the score now?
1-0.
Still 1-0.
What? It's still 1-0. Morocco lead, right?
Yes. Yeah, Morocco lead.
So, but the game, I want to come in quick. You know, something I was trying to understand what we just explained regarding this passport director. And he was taken to court by the state, and then the state could not continue the case, and then the judge had to throw the case out. And then the guy came by and asked, to be reinstated, and then the U.S. government acted. I want to bring this to the current reality we are experiencing with the drug issue. So now, today, the Minister of Justice announced about 10 names, if I'm not mistaken. Now, let's say, for the face value, these 10 individuals are the ones that will be here now as the culprits, the suspects, going through investigation and will be going through trial. Right? And these guys, again, I don't bring the same scenario now. They go to court again because, they want to use them as pawn, so to speak, right? To protect those that we are all suspecting to be the actors. And the state does not, push the case forward, and at some point, the judge rules, in their favor, right? And then one or two of them come and say, "Look, we're getting barred for nothing, but this minister, this director, this person, and that person was involved." Should we trust what they say? Like in the case of the passport director, when he was, acquitted by the court, and begin to call names, because then, of course, the passport director doesn't have absolute authority to get passports out without being instructed, except otherwise you can tell him do it. But I don't know the foreign ministry system. I guess that the other passport will not just give passport out to anybody without being instructed by some minister, deputy assistant minister.
That's actually correct. That's correct.
Right? Fine. So those are things that I'm trying to bring that scenario to the current drug issue that we've been discussing.
Let me say quick before you continue. That is with privileged passports. So I want you to get this clear. That is with privileged passports. So the director of passport cannot issue privileged passport without being instructed from upstairs. Meaning, and that instruction period after, because when the request for privileged passport is into the minister's office, you will have to write the minister to get the passport. Right to request diplomatic. Like in my case, in my passport to expire in the ministry, I write directly to the minister of Mr. Minister, I write to request your approval to renew my diplomatic passport. The minister would stamp that passport and send it straight down to the deputy minister of legal office. The deputy minister of legal will see the something of yes, Pewee is entitled to it, and only approve and send it downstairs to the passport director. When it's approved, then you can issue it. So that's the issue. Or if there's Mr. Gayman is coming, Mr. Gayman is a senior citizen, or Minister Finney say Mr. Gayman is doing a job for the foreign ministry, he would now write directly. Mr. Finney will instruct the deputy minister by directive of the assistant. Sorry, that's not right. The minister said, by directive of the minister, you are hereby instructed to issue Mr. Jerome Gayman a diplomatic passport by directive of the minister, because it is within the realm of the minister, right? Then that letter goes to deputy minister of legal. The deputy minister see that, then he will approve, because he don't have to ask question now, because the minister power to request that. It's about directive. Then the deputy minister will stamp it, approve, and send it out to the passport director. Now, the passport director should not issue any privileged book without the approval of the office of the deputy minister. If the deputy minister is not in for legal, then the assistant minister will do. But before that, it will have to be attention by the minister to that office, the legal office, that will go now and instruct the passport director to issue the book. But with ordinary passports, that's the sticky issue. You don't need instruction from the minister office or the deputy minister office. Ordinary passport is the book of entitlement. Every Liberian passport, you, myself, all of us in Liberia, every Liberian citizen is entitled to ordinary passport. But here's the catch. Other people were purporting or salary. Non-Liberian are coming out getting that ordinary passport. That's where the whole problem came from.
Wow.
Oh, okay, all right.
Getting the Liberian passport. No. For instance, Johnny, some of them, like, for instance, you came from Nigeria. You are Nigerian. You went before you attempted on your Nigerian passport to get visa. You didn't get it. And you came to Liberia. You said you want to get a Liberian passport to go again and try. I mean, they were not smart. They know the process is a system. You can beat. There's a bad method. You got fingerprint, and you come. You take out the brand name. You teaching out your name before, but the dumb self, they don't know that this is there. As soon as you go, you do it, they flag it, and they post out investigating. What happening? They passing the thing before in the place.
My man,
different.
let me tell you, there's nanotechnology now, so whether that beats
and there were a whole thing came out. There were a sanction thing, but it came up on. I'm giving you the information. So you
using go join it.
You using this way back Emeka before. Then you come back, you can using Harry Flomo. This is but you got to take action and other things. But you got
some of the people you are sitting on, they're calling their name, they're sitting on, they don't remember their own name.
Yes, that's the whole thing came about.
It's a journey, baby.
That's the whole thing came about.
I was in a class with a Ghanaian who had a Liberian passport, and there were other Ghanaians who knew what time it was. And they said, is it Jerome? We got some Liberia here, sitting here. So the guy, when I listened to him, I said, this guy's not from like all the other Ghanaians knew what time it was. I said, so I went to him and said, where you from? He said, Monrovia. I said, where about? He says, Broad Street Sinker.
Broad Street Sinker.
Yeah, I said,
you don't know?
Yes,
anyway.
I said I'm from Basel. I didn't grow in Monrovia. I know Broad Street, and in Sinker, you know. But then the Ghanaian started laughing. Somebody, the man bought his passport. Somebody told him when they asked him.
So this thing I told them, Johnny. So it was a serious thing. And so, if they are not taking action, they're going to persist. They're going to be bad. They're going to reach a level that maybe they're going to stop our book.
I know Jerome got to go, Sylvester. Didn't the current minister recall all the diplomatic passports?
Yes, the current minister did.
Look at everybody does it when they
current minister we did that because most of our international partners started raising the red flag, and they said they cannot issue any visa whatsoever in a diplomatic book or privileged book that would be only for 6 years. Why you do that?
6 years? Can you imagine?
You give him privileged book for 6 years, and the reason in diplomacy why they did that because they believe that today Jerome can be a diplomat tomorrow he's not one.
Yeah.
So why if Jerome was using that book for that privilege, that position he's not there, then you get him because that's why the biggest shot. As soon as they aspire to renew it, because they want it to be it's a security kind of a book. You don't just give it that way.
One quick question, right?
So
do they supply passport to the various embassies? Do they supply these kind of passport to the various embassies? Like the diplomatic passport, do they supply to the Liberian embassy in the various countries for distribution of giving out to people?
No. So the diplomatic passport is no issue. It's no issue. You have to have the approval first, and then you go to the passport bureau, then they do something, because it's critical, and that's why now there's a new process on this. They start to streamline it to ensure that they don't get in the wrong hands. Because Johnny, you can do a lot of things with that book if you had it in your hand. A lot of things you can do with it. A lot of things. So they don't want it.
I'm asking all these questions, trying to link the drug issue. How people may have acquired our passport, they're not Liberian, and then acquire diplomatic passport to make their way through the system. So I'm asking all the questions that probably those that are doing investigating the matter that following the show can take clue from some of the questions I ask so that we can know bigger than this. It's not just be 10 guys that are serving at the airport as cargo handlers. We're looking at how people who have brought the cocaine in the country first.
Yeah,
how they get here.
Look at this car. This individual may have had some security clearance to just drive his car at the gate of the airport in the back.
And diplomacy again, there are certain things. I've been with foreign minister before, we just get down from those air bosses of something what's on the big airports. If you are getting on the tarmac, and then if they are wasting you all of that, there are protocols involved, Mr. Gayman. So it's not all vehicles that can go to the tarmac.
I know.
In certain countries, they put into play because they know very well some people can abuse the right thereof. So there are vehicles that are marked, and those people are being checked also. So they agree that the foreign minister of Liberia, like the one time we went to Brussels, we received right from the plane Torgbean line. When you are leaving and you go out, everything with you, the people believe that because so the vehicle, the person that coming for you and other people, those vehicles, so they're taking you straight into a certain VIP area where you'll be waiting again for the other vehicle to come and pick you up, right? So there are procedure, but Liberia, I want to believe anybody, and the problem of Liberia is that anybody in the security apparatus, they'll put out funny blinking light now.
Exactly.
Then you ask the other man, they're saying, chief. And how countries like Liberia and other African countries can abuse the system. It don't happen that easily here.
Hell no.
It don't happen.
Sylvester, Abu greeting us from the Garguah Tucker corridor again.
Yeah, So basically, this is like I hope they do the investigation, but trust me, if they keep to the drugs now, people will not take it lightly.
I know. Let me work on Yvonne.
Especially, it was going to Europe now, So
well, we're going to them. Yvonne, welcome for coming back. We got Abu. Yes, I know you're watching. You didn't come back today because you always come out to put out fire. They fire.
He got stuck in the corridor.
Yeah, he ran out of water. The other fire too strong, so he didn't come in today.
But honestly, I know this. We come to the diplomatic passport thing. I mean, things relatively calm on this minister. Without hearing that, we don't know if there's things happening behind the scene again. Don't get me wrong, but I think the way they did it, they got the passport and visa system. They got out of the NSA before PSA as a passport. I don't know if he stayed there. So they got some level of
PSA. He came down to being passport director.
Oh yeah. They did that.
Yeah. From NSA, remember? Yeah, I think they said.
Yeah. They wanted to bring some level of scrutiny on it because there were the people threatening things, so that they recommended they beg him to take good care of him on that to bring some level of scrutiny to it. So they brought him as the passport director for some time. I don't know if he stayed there or so, but yeah, they brought him as passport director because they wanted to streamline. And that was the time the whole thing about it. They did most of the other thing, and part of the issue on the record was 6 years diplomatic books. And other things. Those that didn't return it, they in the system they cancel it.
It have to be because let's say if Joseph Walker, let's say 2028, right?
Because a lot of them were issued. They were issued in Congress.
But look at even 2028, President Walker will have only one more year, right? On his term. Then you give somebody 6 year diplomatic. That person will outlast you. I mean, it make no sense.
And that was it. Yeah, you do and say, okay, we'll be having the diplomatic passport until maybe we'll come back to power. That didn't make sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, CFR Breaks, thank you very much, Mr. Kamara. Thank you. Mr. Jabate, welcome watching from Ganta City. Guys, we have to go watch our game. It's time. We had a great time. Johnny, you in Liberia, do your closing real quick. 1 minute so we can get out of here.
Yeah, man, I think it was a good show. I mean, I joined you guys late, but we should keep discussing the issue regarding Liberia's feature with reference to the the drug situation in this country. All Liberians should come out. We have to put the pressure. Let's mount the pressure on the government to ensure that we are secure from this dangerous substances in this country. So thank you, and God bless Liberia. God bless the rest of the world. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Nagbe.
Hey, thank you, man. Congratulations again to this young group of girls. I didn't get to, I don't know what is my iPad here, but anyway, these are the girls who went on that competition,
Okay. We're Monday with hopefully we can download the photo and recognize.
Hopefully, I hope they can even come on and talk about what happened. But I think it's one bright spot. I think that we all need to celebrate with them. Congratulations to the USA. They're now on to the group, the knockout group, and good luck tonight to Haiti. My Port-au-Prince brothers and sisters. You better behave yourself tonight. I'm telling you now. I want no trouble here tomorrow. If I get any call tomorrow, I'm coming over there. And
you gotta come pick me up. I'm gonna change into my Haiti
I'll
jersey.
come pick your bag and put.
Yes, guys. Listen, this is why we are here. Lawrence Nolan, I didn't recognize you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Anybody else that we forgot, we'll do it on Monday, guys. Listen. Honorable Peabody is going to take us home. Pewee is going to take us home. Peabody ran to go watch the game. We understand. But listen, our country, we take our country seriously. Everything that happens, the reason we talk these things like Pewee was saying yesterday and Nagbe, when you carry your Liberian passport, or you even more so your accent, your Liberian accent, Pewee wife is actually getting ready for dinner. But when you
setting the table.
Your Liberian accent.
The
soya that we're gonna eat. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Let's watch the game. Cheer for your favorite team. Brazil and Haiti. It should be fun. For some reason, when you take in Haiti, 90% of the Haitians, the only thing they root for is Brazil. 90%. These people are dog. Every one of them. They don't even care for their team. But now that their team has made it to the World Cup, now they're everywhere. In fact, they had a party the other day in Miami, huge party, when they beat, was it Tunisia? When they beat Tunisia 5-1. They were dancing, celebrating. Why? Because the referee that cheated them was from Tunisia. So they had a party, they call it Kamara, where you do bad to people, bad come back to you. So that's what it is. But Brazil have been underperforming. I think they have a chance today to overwhelm a younger team, inexperienced team. If they underperform, everybody now going to say these guys are not ready for prime time to go against the other giants. But we're looking forward to it this week, and we're going to have a great time this month and next month. Honorable Pewee, take us home.
Sylvester, I'm sorry, I forgot. This weekend is the burial of one of our friends from Barobo. Jerome, you know about the Barobo, but Percy Myers. He was in Minnesota. He passed away not too long ago. I just wanted to send a shout out to the family there, and thanks to all those who are gathering tonight to go and support the family, and tomorrow as well. Paul Myers, may his soul rest in peace. Thank you,
Paul Myers.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of this platform, you all are members of our family. You are bereaved. Our sympathy to you. Mr. Pewee, take us home.
Yes, quickly, thank you. The Haitians are carrying the tactics of the 4-4-1 formation they're carrying against Brazil. We wish them well, actually. We hope everything is okay now in Port-au-Prince in terms of the gun violence. How they
everybody dropped their gun. They cheering the team. That's not you to speak or whatever.
We wish everybody well. I'll go watch the game. I think we want to see. But again, let me say viva to the Team USA. That was a spectacular performance. The first day, 3 today. 4 today. 2. Now they into the last 32. We wish Team USA well, and I'm really fast and pray. I will go take my small Ghana and hope that the coach, Monsieur Pochettino, will bring Tim Weah on the next game. We really want to see Tim Weah.
I think getting to that stage now, those won't bring him on.
We want to see Tim Weah play and another thing. Tim Weah, I think he got a lot of enormous. He got some enormous talent, and I think the coach will have to, because I have seen coaches intentionally suppress some very good player for some reason. They may like one other player than the other. You can still blend Tim Weah and that of Folari. They can do exceptionally well. That combination can be a good result for the USA.
I think
because the runoff is going to be very critical, and I'm sure the USA, the winning this zone will be based in. Will be playing the rest of the game in Los Angeles, and they're going to be playing the runner of the zone that I think they can cross that line.
Okay.
Yeah, if they can cross that line, then the next phase is going to be the quarterfinal. And I hope, and the USA last time they went quarterfinal before. That was the World Cup. Which are the World Cup of that? They went quarterfinal. But if they can surpass that, that would be a victory for them to go semifinal. It will be an extraordinary victory for the team. And I think he, as a coach, he can do that by ensuring that he put all the major talent. But we look forward to seeing that come in the days and weeks to come. But good night, gentlemen.
Yes, Stevie Kia, good. Thank you for tuning in. Recognize you late. Okay, guys, let's do this tomorrow. Monday. Thank you.